The more AI grows, the more energy it takes to power it. And that has a lot of people worried about whether or not the country's energy infrastructure can hold up. David Grain is founder and CEO of Grain Management, which specializes in investing in digital infrastructure. Grain says now is the time to put big money into building out our grid.
We have seen situations where the grid within America is not necessarily ready for this kind of flow and demand. But I think there's time and a great opportunity to deploy capital in order to improve the grid and all of the transmission infrastructure that's around it. And look, it starts with generating capacity.
Grain suggests nuclear energy is the cleanest way, but also admits that building that out takes a lot of time and is very expensive. Grain is one of the most successful black executives in the private equity space and has built a lot of his success on following trends in tech. I'm Bloomberg's Justin Milliner on the Black Business Beat.
Now at Lowe's, faster quotes start at the Lowe's Pro Desk. Got a material list handwritten on a sticky note or saved as a photo? Perfect. Bring it to us and get a quote in minutes. And if you don't see what you need on the shelf, we'll help you get it. You can access thousands of products beyond what's available in-store or on Lowe's.com, right from the Lowe's Pro Desk. Build quotes faster and source the materials you need to keep your jobs moving. Just like that, at Lowe's.
You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You've still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight illnesses like pneumococcal pneumonia and RSV. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and can help protect you from getting really sick. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. See more at PfizerForAll.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Milwaukee Black Talk lives here on 101.7 FM and 1510 AM, W269DL Milwaukee, and WGKB Waukesha.
Steps to the mic with a boom, ping, ping. Wisdom sharper than a beast's fierce sting. Words like fireflies that light the night. He turns the dark into blazing bright. Boom, ping, ping, the truth takes wing. Milwaukee's voice, let the city sing. Boom, ping, ping, hear the freedom ring. Sherwin's the king, all the airwaves king. Shake the ground, unveils the truth where lies abound. Politics, justice, social streams. He molds the chaos into dreams. No silence here, just the sound of change. Boom, ping, ping, rearrange. Boom, ping, ping, the truth takes wing. Milwaukee's voice, let the city sing. Boom, ping, ping, hear the freedom ring. Sherwin's the king, or the airwaves king. Through the static, through the noise, he amplifies the people's voice. Boom, ping, ping, like a heartbeat's call. He's got the wisdom to break down walls. Yeah.
Good morning. Welcome to the program. Looks like you've made it to yet another election day. Today is Tuesday, August 11, 2026, and we are going to unpack all of the events transpiring in all 72 counties in the state of Wisconsin, where I believe the eyes of the nation are keeping a focus on the results of our midterm gubernatorial primary election. This has been a most unusual set of contests with people in the race and getting out of the race and back in the race, and some unusual suspects making last-minute endorsements, and the influx of money and outside spending has just created an absolute frenzy to try and catch the person who has been the leading candidate, Francesca Hong. So we're going to give you the details. And of course, if you need information on how to vote and where to vote, we can provide that to you as well. But we have been talking about this election so much and so frequently. I am just ready to get this contest over with so we can see where all the pieces have scattered once the votes are counted, and we can start looking toward November. Now, depending upon how today goes, and not just who comes out on top, but how well they did in specific areas. Were there any surprises? Did one candidate do better or worse in areas in which they should have over or underperformed? All of that is going to be necessary. And also, what is voter turnout going to be? I'm curious because, we have inquisitive temperaments around here. And I proposed a question on my Facebook page asking folks what they thought that the voter turnout would be for this election. Of course, people are chiming in because, there's so much excitement and, it's going to be very, very high. No, it's not. No, it isn't. Insiders, partisans, maybe younger voters who are voting for the first time that are very much moved by Francesca Hong, who, if I'm not mistaken, is the youngest candidate on the ballot. You have to think of just that as its own singularity. She's the youngest candidate on the ballot and can speak better to the youth that we want to engage in political contests. There has been a decidedly ageism sentiment in our politics. Fair enough. We don't like the old people. We don't like the boomers. All right. So if you have a younger candidate, they can speak, I believe, with more credibility to a younger cohort of voters. But with all of that said, the voter participation in this election, it's reflective of one thing and one thing only. I know a lot of people are thinking that because there's been so much talk and really some controversy, there's been a lot of tweets, been a lot of tweeting. It's the tweet election. Dirt McGirt, he started it. Then Franny Pan, she's got some tweets too. She doesn't like the Thanksgiving. Then she liked it with a lot of tweeting going on. And because there's just been so much talk about it, but also I think us here, including you all that listen to us here on 101.7 The Truth, and thank you so very much for choosing to spend at least part of your day with us. We have been overexposed to all of this because this is all we've been talking about. I want to talk about other stuff. I want to talk about relationships. I want to talk about love. I want to talk about all the passionate things, but no, you got to make sure when talk about this damn election. Voter turnout is going to be low. Now, I don't have a lot of information just yet, but a few people that have voted already have sent me what voter number they were. So these are from the South Side. So near South Side wards are averaging. Are you ready? Are you ready for this? I need you to be seated. I want you to sit down. In fact, you know what? Let me grab my coffee. Averaging 5 voters per hour. It's early, but you have 3 waves of voters. The morning time before the work voter, if you work at the 9 o'clock, maybe you leave a little bit early and you go and you cast your vote. There's not going to be a line. I can assure you that I don't care where you voting at. You're going to get in quick. So the first is the early morning voters. I'm sometimes an early morning voter. Because I got up pretty early this morning. I'm like, you know what? Should I just make my little coffee, get dressed? Should I just go vote real quick at 7 o'clock? Nah, it can wait. Then you have the lunchtime voters, people that use their lunch break. You also can get, I think, Wisconsin employers have to allow you an hour or 2 hours to go and vote. So that's the next wave of voters. Then you start to get a better picture of what turnout is going to be. And then, of course, there is the largest cohort and contingent of voters that vote after work. So starting after 5 p.m. until the polls close. And I'm mandated to say this next part, even though in this election it's not going to apply. If you're in line at 8 o'clock, they have to let you vote. It's not going to be a line at 8 o'clock. Primary election turnout and how low it is. I got some lists right here. There's only 5 states. So far this year, and we're kind of late with our primary in the Wisconsin, 32 states have had midterm election primaries so far, with the last of them being last month. No, I think that Michigan was last week, right? So we'd be the 33rd state to have a primary election in this midterm that we are in currently. Only 5 states have exceeded 30%. So for you folks saying, oh, it's going to be really, really high, it's going to be less than 35%, probably going to be less than 30. I'm thinking somewhere around 27%. But primary election voter turnout is based on essentially one thing: how smart your voters are, how engaged, and how much they understand the issues. So Wisconsin with 30% or lower primary election voter turnout means that, no, this is probably using a little bit of an estimate here, but the more highly engaged and intelligent the voter is, the higher the primary voter turnout. Really super engaged voters are going to vote in a higher number in a primary. We don't have that here. We don't. Oh, look how we're starting the show today. This will be great. Hello, Alan. How are you?
I just voted. Guess what? I was number 5 over here on 21 and 22 by Havenwood. We got to vote at now. You know, the little forest. So I was number 5. And then when I was coming out, a couple other people were walking in. So
wait a minute, you were number 5 at 9 o'clock?
Yeah, it's unreal, and nobody's there. It's crazy. So I'll just give you an update, and then later on I'll tell you when I go get Ty, she's good. Even if it's pouring out, you know, that's why I went early. I just told her one of us has to vote at the very least. And if we get that storm, she's not going to want to get out of the car and get all wet, you know. So I voted, you know, I did it where everybody's going on. Hong's going to nail it, I think. I like to see her on the ballot. Yesterday, they came by. I got my sign for Tom Tiffany. They came and delivered it themselves. It was pretty nice of them.
Did you vote in the Republican primary? You didn't really have many choices.
It's open. I didn't have to. It's all set. I voted for one person, Democrat Hong.
All right.
I want her in the ballot. That's the strategy. That's what they do to us. And we're finally using strategy here, the conservatives. This is going to be, I don't understand why they gave it to her, man. You can't walk, like you were saying, you just can't walk that stuff back. Anyway, I'm on my way up to Brown Deer Walmart. I got to go up there and try to find a sugar-free coffee creamer for my wife.
All right,
I'll talk to you soon, but that's the update up here on the north side. Nobody's voted yet, man.
All right, thank you for your call.
Yep. Hey, God bless you, buddy. See you later.
All right, then, Alan. So the information I got earlier was 5 people were voting per hour. He was at Havenwoods, and 5 people have voted. So this is probably going to be par for the course. Another thing that we have to consider is a lot of people voted early. They voted by mail, and the Democrats, the Wisconsin Democratic Party, tried to sue to allow people to spoil their ballots, because if you voted for any number of candidates that have recently dropped out of the race, soon dropped out after you voted, I should say, then people should get a do-over, because if you actually go to a polling location, if you make a mistake on your ballot, they will actually give you another one unless you vote again. But a court ruled that those votes that had already been cast cannot be spoiled, and if you voted already by mail, you will not get another chance to change your ballot. I want you to be mindful of that fact, because that part that a lot of us have probably forgotten about, because it was a big enough deal for the Democrats to want to sue to allow people to spoil their ballots. Think about where David Crowley was. Think about where Joel Brennan was. Well, Joel Brennan has just been, him and 2% has been in love. Joel Brennan is like milk. 2%. Kelder Royce, number 2 pencil. You got to have a number 2 pencil for the Scantron. So Kelder Royce is a Scantron and Joel Brennan is Milk. They'd have been stuck at 2%. Then you had Sarah Rodriguez. Then you had Mandela Barnes. Okay, so if David Crowley was he was in single digits back then when those mail ballots went out. So I wouldn't expect David Crowley to have overperformed whatever he was polling at when people sent in their mail-in ballots. So a disproportionate number of those mail-in ballots might even go to candidates that are no longer in the race. That's going to play a factor. I'm thinking the turnout's going to be somewhere around 27%. This is just my approximation and my math. In order for David Crowley to be successful, that turnout would have to be closer to 39 or 40%. The lower the turnout is, the more it favors Francesca because where she's from, Madison will probably have 40% turnout. For some reason, we here in the city of Milwaukee cannot exceed the voter turnout percentages that Madison does. So even if it's low everywhere else, it will be highest where she is from. JD, I'm going to take a break. I'm going to come back and talk to you. So we're going to talk to JD on the other side, and we're going to be speaking with candidate for lieutenant governor, Sarah Godlewski. She's going to be calling in at 9:30. You may remember her from a 2022 brief run for the U.S. Senate. She also served as Wisconsin's Secretary of State. So she's going to call in and give her perspective as a Democratic candidate for lieutenant governor, but she has no primary. She doesn't have anybody running against her. So she's just been traveling around the state, just absorbing all of the madness because she didn't have to involve herself or engage in any attacks or any bickering because she's just been chilling. I want to give a shout out to my boy. Got to give a shout out when a shout out is due. You know what I'm saying? I'm shouting out Yi Ling Zhong. That's my boy. I ain't never met him. The Asians is doing their thing in this election. Shout out to Yi Ling Zhong. Oh, you don't know who that is? He's the candidate for Wisconsin State Treasurer. Oh, you don't know what a Wisconsin State Treasurer is? That don't matter. Something money. The money in the state and the money in something money. Something, whatever. This is an Asian fella. He single-handedly has supported and spent more money supporting black media during this election cycle than all the other candidates combined. Shout out to the Asian. I can't wait to go vote for him. I'm actually excited to cast my vote for the Asian man.
Me too.
His commercial's been playing crazy.
I love it.
He got good commercials too. If his style of ad, if that style of ad was running for any of these other candidates, I think that the campaigns would get a lot more attention and they'd be a lot more excited. He make you feel like the treasurer is going to save the day.
Yeah, he came here escaping communism.
I'll be dim. He came here escaping communism just so that we here in Wisconsin can nominate one. I'm going to take a break, come back, talk to JD on the other side. You're listening to, I suppose we'll call this an Election Day special here on The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on 101.7 FM. Don't go anywhere. I'll be right back.
Don't touch that dial. The Truth with Sherwin Hughes will be right back on 101.7 The Truth, The Truth app, and 101.7thetruth.com.
Hey, making copies? Who are you? I'm future you. Oh, constipation with belly pain back again? Yeah. Our doctor figured it out. Your symptoms keep coming back because it's irritable bowel syndrome with constipation, or IBS-C. And Linzess could help you get ahead of it.
Linzess linaclotide is the #1 prescribed branded treatment for IBS-C in adults. It's not a laxative. It's a once-daily prescription pill that helps you get ahead of your symptoms. It's proven to help you have more frequent and complete bowel movements and helps relieve overall abdominal symptoms, belly pain, discomfort, and bloating. These symptoms were studied in combination, not individually. Do not give Linzess to children less than 2 years old. It may harm them. Do not take Linzess if you have a bowel blockage. Get immediate help if you develop unusual or severe stomach pain, especially with bloody or black stools. The most common side effect is diarrhea, sometimes severe. If it's get severe, stop taking Linzess and call your doctor right away. Other side effects include gas, stomach area pain, and swelling. Talk to your doctor and say yes to Linzess. Learn more at linzess.com or call 1-800-LINZESS.
You are listening to The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
On the line is the official poet laureate of 1017 The Truth, JD the Poet. JD, how are you?
I'm well. I was voter number 10, a little after 8 at Ward 170.
What location is that? What geographic area is that in the city?
I'm in King Park, a little bit west of Marquette. It's like on 18th or 19th and Juneau, inside of an elderly building.
Okay, all
for
right.
the old folks.
Fair enough.
Yep. It was some AKAs in there running. I went in there and said ski wee and told them that I came to vote.
All right now.
Well, yeah, we made it happen. That guy that you were talking about, Chi Lee, I voted for him. I liked his ads, but the state treasurer really don't do nothing. But what he can do, people have unclaimed property, and that's something that he mentions in his ads. A lot of us have friends and family that have died that didn't have anyone close, and we can get that, or parents, and sometimes they're owed money, and that's one of his responsibilities, and he does fiscal oversight. So a lot of people don't know what the treasurer does, but that's something that they are responsible for. A lot of the actual financial responsibilities and the fiduciary responsibilities have been transferred to other departments, but that's something that we need to know as civically minded people, because we can't just be having people in office and not understand what they do. Otherwise, we're lost in the sauce. Voting is like paying your bills. It's something you have to do. And if you don't, you get lost in the sauce. And that's what happens. And that's why our communities are lacking. And we say, why are the streets so bad in Milwaukee and not in Brookfield? Because in Brookfield, they vote. They know who their alderman is. They be on his ass. And they say, this needs to be fixed. And the streets are very smooth in Brookfield. And they still have trucks that roll over them. They still have salt. But it's not like in Milwaukee, because they have a civic responsibility that they adhere to. And until we do that in the city, we're going to continue to have the same problems that we continue to have, and we're going to go through the same things and the same rigmarole. And that's what I have for you today, and I appreciate you, Sherwin, and you have a great one.
Thank you. You too, JD. All right, then. You probably won't hear Yi Ling Jing's name again after today. Yi Ling Zhong. You got to get it right. It's a very Asian name. It's got a lot of consonants in it. It's got a lot of X's and stuff in it. I assure you that 99% of the people that are listening to me right now, you don't have any unclaimed property. No, you don't, because you'd know. Nobody left you anything. Just saying. But no, that is a responsibility of the state treasurer, and I guess they do provide some kind of fiscal oversight, even though the legislature controls the budget and all of the spending. It's a great position, whatever. I'm overemphasizing Yi Ling Jing because he spent money here and advertised with us and promoted his campaign. David Crowley didn't, mostly because Kyle Wallace has just been mean to David Crowley. Kyle just been ranting on, and which that's fine. I don't even know why I'm even bringing that up, but Kyle has just been getting more angry talking about David Crowley, talking about, David Crowley said being called establishment is a slur, and it depends on who's saying it. I think some people can use it innocently, and there are some people that use it as a dog whistle because it's coded. Like they're making it seem like the insiders in the Democratic Party are bad people or whatever. But whatever, David said, oh, no, I take it as a slur. I'm not an establishment person. Gwen Moore even pushed back on the establishment moniker at a rally they had yesterday for Milwaukee County Executive David Crowley at the Cooperage. In fact, the Cooperage was the last candidate forum that I attended in person. That was last fall, and after I attended that, I said to myself, and I was a man of my word, that I would not attend another candidate forum because there was too many candidates in the race and they were not differentiating themselves from one another. They weren't talking about how they had unique experiences and different perspectives. You know what they were doing? They were agreeing with one another on every single question. It has been the stupidest campaign cycle I have ever seen. I don't know what it is about these Democrats, or you know what it really is. It's these are the people that are willing to take the risk to run for higher public office, governor in particular, because you don't always get the best people or the most qualified people or the most intelligent people or the most innovative people. You get the people that first want to do it, that want to take the risk, that believe that they have the campaign strategy, that believe that they can raise the money, that believe that they have the grassroots support, and believe that there is a section of voters for them. That's a very, very narrow strip of human beings. So what JD said, he said that the streets in Brookfield are smooth as glass because people vote. Oh, that's not why. Well, if you compare the city of Milwaukee, which probably has, I don't know, we probably got 3,000 miles worth of roads here. The workforce that we would need to keep all of our streets perfectly paved and pothole free exceeds the number of people that even want to work for Milwaukee Public Works. That's number one. Number two, in Brookfield, if you look at the value of properties in Brookfield, they're probably considerably higher. The average home price in Brookfield probably higher than in the city of Milwaukee. And because the home values are higher, the assessed values are higher, they've got a larger dollar amount of property taxes that they can use to pave their roads, in which they have dramatically less of them. There's less roads. If you only got 37 miles worth of road, it's easy to make sure all the streets are paved and all the potholes are filled. Voting is not oftentimes a direct change of your circumstance. It sets a policy tone, or it can create an atmosphere where certain policies are much more likely to get the light of day than others, where certain constituencies are pedestalized versus others. It does not change things right away. And I think I have been guilty of spreading that misinformation like, oh, if you want everything to change, then you go and vote. I assure you, if you go and vote today, you're going to wake up tomorrow. Some of you are going to be very disappointed, but your life is still going to be, for the most part, the same. And also, I would even say this. If you look at where you are right now, whatever your circumstances, like your financial circumstance, your job situation, I guess look at your bank account, like how are you doing, and just make an assessment. So Trump is president. He's been president for a little less than 2 years now. He's not good. Okay, we know that he's very bad, very bad. He's got a lot of holes. He's old and he poops on himself. He's this whole is terrible. We're in a war, very, very bad. But is the sky falling? You know what I mean? We can make it more dramatic than it is. I'm trying to make sure that people are grounded in reality here, because some folks will get so angry and upset, emotional over the results of an election. I'm just trying to tell folks, don't worry. There's going to be another election coming up. If you don't like what happened this time, don't worry. Get your life together and start organizing and start talking to people. There'll be another election where you'll have another shot at it. We'll take a break, come back. We are expecting to hear from candidate for Lieutenant Governor Sarah Godlewski. Is this her already? Well, hell, she's calling early. Guess we could take her now. Should we take her now? Or do you want some time? You want to put the picture up, Xavier? Okay, tell her that. All right, tell her we're going to go a little quick break, and we'll come back, talk to her a few minutes. Candidate for lieutenant governor who has no primary, so it's just her. So when you go and vote for Yi-Ling Zhang, you might as well go vote for Sarah Godlewski, too, because Yi-Ling Zhang has been supporting 1017 The Truth. Kelda hasn't. Old 2% Milk Joel hasn't. Franny Pants hasn't. David Crowley hasn't. But Yi-Ling Zhang, that's our dude. I should get a T-shirt. All right, The Truth with Sherwin Hughes will be right back.
Don't touch that dial. The Truth with Sherwin Hughes will be right back on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Hey, making copies? Who are you? I'm future you. Oh, constipation with belly pain back again? Yeah. Our doctor figured it out. Your symptoms keep coming back because it's irritable bowel syndrome with constipation or IBS-C. And Linzess could help you get ahead of it.
Linzess linaclotide is the #1 prescribed branded treatment for IBS-C in adults. It's not a laxative. It's a once-daily prescription pill that helps you get ahead of your symptoms. It's proven to help you have more frequent and complete bowel movements and helps relieve overall abdominal symptoms, belly pain, discomfort, and bloating. These symptoms were studied in combination, not individually. Do not give Linzess to children less than 2 years old. It may harm them. Do not take Linzess if you have a bowel blockage. Get immediate help if you develop unusual or severe stomach pain, especially with bloody or black stools. The most common side effect is diarrhea, sometimes severe. If it's severe, stop taking Linzess and call your doctor right away. Other side effects include gas, stomach area pain, and swelling. Talk to your doctor and say yes to Linzess. Learn more at linzess.com or call 1-800-LINZESS.
Natural gas is a clean, reliable, and convenient source of energy delivered directly to you through underground pipelines. The pipeline system has an excellent safety record, but there are clues that can help you identify a potential hazard. If you smell the strong odor of rotten eggs, hear an unusual hissing sound, or see blowing dirt or debris, it could be a natural gas leak. Leave the area immediately and call We Energies at 800-261-5325.
We Energies. People you can trust. Energy you can depend on.
At Blaine's Farm and Fleet, we know you do things your way. So why shop the same retail giants as everyone else when you can easily find the products you need and trust at unbeatable prices? Like $200 off a Hobart Handler 210 MVP MIG welder, now $999.99. Save $110 on 192-piece DeWalt Mechanics tool set. And all Steelworks welding stock 10% off. Find the value you need to do things your way. Blaine's Farm and Fleet. Be an original.
This is The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
On the line, Democratic candidate for Lieutenant Governor Sarah Godlewski. Hey, Sarah, how are you today?
Well, good morning, Sherwin, and happy Election Day. I'm great. It's finally here, you know?
Finally here. Boy, oh boy, has this been an election cycle for the ages. This is why I wanted to talk to you, Sarah, because you don't have a primary opponent. So you've been able to essentially travel the state and talk to people that already know you very well because you've been Secretary of State of Wisconsin before. What is your assessment of the situation that we are in right now with this very unusual and still very crowded Democratic primary for governor?
Yeah, no, Sherwin, it's a really good question, and I think there's no doubt about it. Wisconsin and this election has been a bit of a reality TV show, Sherwin, and then today we get to find out who the winner of that show is going to be. But my conversations across the state is that, look, I think regardless of who makes it out of this primary, whether it is David Crowley or Francesca Hung or Kelda Royce or Joe Brennan, that any one of them would be better than Tom Tiffany, who is running unopposed in the Republican gubernatorial primary. I mean, he's a guy, Sherwin, that when you look at it, he's being funded by the wealthiest Wisconsinites. And what does he do with that power? He gives them the largest tax breaks in the entire history of this country. Because he's not working for us. He's cutting our health care, our food share. And so if you think about what he has done and how that could transition to what he could do to Wisconsin, it's pretty scary.
Do you think that the Democrats in the state of Wisconsin are going through some kind of ideological crisis? Because I come to find out something in this election cycle, and maybe you heard this new buzzword as well, that apparently I'm establishment. There's a whole bunch of establishment people, and the establishment is looked at as something negative, and it's coming from our own party. Your assessment of that and where the ideology of the Democratic Party is in this midterm election?
Yeah, I mean, I think that part of the never-ending excitement, Sherwin, in this primary is because it's the people who are driving what is happening, and that sometimes can be messy. And so when folks talk about the establishment, my kind of response is, well, I'd like to know who that is. Because when you look at the candidates that are currently in this election, it's candidates that people have propped up, that people have voted for, because that's how democracy works. And as they are introducing themselves to people in our state, they get to figure out who they want to represent us. And I'll tell you, Sherwin, I'm excited to figure out who the people are going to vote for, because they're going to, at the end of the day, be my work spouse, as I like to say. And so, like, to me, this process has been exactly what people have, has really been driving forward.
We are speaking to Sarah Godlewski. She is a Democratic candidate for lieutenant governor. You do not have a primary. So even though the polls have only been open for 2.5 hours, I think it's fairly safe for me to congratulate you a little early in being the Democratic candidate-elect for lieutenant governor. Sarah, there's going to be a situation we're going to have to deal with, and it's literally going to start tomorrow morning when we wake up. I'm assuming we're going to know all the full election results. How do Democrats come back together? Because there have been some interesting things said about the candidates, and we know at the end of the day it's about beating Tom Tiffany. Do you think it will be difficult to get the Democrats to come back together and unite behind one candidate? Because they're pretty committed to their current candidates they're supporting. How do we get everybody back together on the same page?
To me, how we get everybody back on the same page and unite together is because the risk is too great for us not to. And we have 84 days, Sherwin, between the primary ending and the general election on November 3rd to talk to every Wisconsinite about the risk if we vote for a Tom Tiffany administration. I mean, Tom Tiffany is the guy that called affordability a buzzword, Sherwin. I mean, tell that to the family that I just recently talked to, that their health care premium went from $700 a month for a family of 4 to $2,700 a month. Like, that's insane. And Tom Tiffany and what he did in Washington is what caused that to happen. Tom Tiffany is the guy that has said, I want people to have affordable homes. Well, yet in Washington, he is the guy that refused and didn't cast a vote for a bipartisan bill that would stop Wall Street from buying homes, which is stopping from making home ownership affordable. And so I think, to me, when we look at the risks, it's really great. And the other thing is, let's talk about Tom Tiffany. And, when you're governor, you're responsible for certifying the election. That's part of your role. And this is a guy in 2020, as a member of Congress, refused to recognize that Joe Biden won the election and put his personal preference above the will of the people. I mean, he said he would have overturned the Wisconsin election. That, to me, is horrifying to think about what Tom Tiffany would be doing if he was our next governor.
Sarah, you've had this incredible luxury of not having a primary, so you can absolutely be the best surrogate for the Democrats all across the state. Have you enjoyed that luxury of not having to beat up on another Democrat? Like, you can just go into any county party meeting and just say, hey, we're the Democrats. Here's what we're going to do, and here's how I'm going to work with the legislature, et cetera, et cetera. So have you enjoyed that freedom?
Oh, my gosh. Sherwin, I think some people are like, what is with that, Sarah Godlewski? I will tell you, my happy place is on the campaign trail. I think it is a real honor to be able to come into people's businesses or homes, or for them to share their stories with me. And so I absolutely love it. And I never take that time on the campaign trail for granted. And so it's been fun, not, as I like to say, Sherwin, fighting in the family, and just being able to actually talk about what we want to do for Wisconsinites, like making life more affordable, lowering costs, and funding our public schools. And so it's been great. But I can't wait to now roll up my sleeves and get to work and really start talking to people about who Tom Tiffany truly is, because I think when you look at his TV ads, Sherwin, he looks like he's this, aw shucks, nice guy in a flannel, but we can't let that flannel fool us.
Before I let you go, how do we begin to prepare Wisconsin voters for the absolute onslaught of conservative, Republican, Donald Trump, and maybe even Donald Trump himself, all of the visits and the spending that they are going to absolutely bombard Wisconsin with? It has been relatively timid so far, but it's going to get so much worse. How do we prepare Wisconsin voters for this negative onslaught that's going to start, quite honestly, probably tomorrow?
Yeah, no, I think you're spot on. I mean, my parents would say, well, that spending by Donald Trump and his mega wealthy donors is exactly why I don't want to vote for Tom Tiffany, because he's 100% of the time voted with Donald Trump, and in his, he's a lapdog to that guy. And so they just turn the television off. But I think what Wisconsinites need to be aware of is the stakes couldn't be any higher. I mean, we are electing the chief executive office for the state of Wisconsin. And as governor, one of the things that Tony Evers did, as an example, is when Donald Trump tried to take away millions of dollars for food share, which helps make sure families in our state can afford food. Tony Evers immediately put food share money on people's food share card. So when the Trump administration tried to take that back, they couldn't do that. I mean, the chief executive officer of the state is basically a check and balance on the Trump administration. So if you don't like what's happening with the Trump administration, if you're frustrated because, you're seeing your prices increase because of Donald Trump, you need to vote for the Democrat running, because they can be that check and balance. And I would say bring what we all want, which is an affordable cost of life where we can raise our families and not worried about bills that are keeping us up at night.
Sarah Godlewski, Democratic candidate for Lieutenant Governor. Thank you so much for your perspective and spending a little time with us on Election Day.
Yeah, and Sherwin, if I can just add, as in my day job, today is Election Day, and we do have same day registration. So even if you are not registered to vote and you're like, I've had enough, I want to make sure my voice is heard, you can go to your polling place and register. So you just have to visit myvote.wi.gov. Again, that's myvote.wi.gov. And they have where you can vote, what you need to bring, because we need everybody to participate in this election. Your voice really does matter.
Amen to that. Thank you, Sarah. We'll talk to you soon.
Okay, thanks, Sherwin. Bye-bye.
Have a good one. Bye-bye. The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on 101.7 FM. We'll be right back.
The Truth with Sherwin Hughes returns after this on 101.7 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Milwaukee parents are speaking with their choices. Today, almost half of all Milwaukee kids attend a school outside of MPS. In public charter schools, in choice schools, in schools their families choose to build a future around. These parents don't need permission. They need protection. On August 11th, vote in the primary for candidates who will fight for every Milwaukee family's right to choose. Learn more at cfcactionfund.org.
Our leaders need to stand up to Trump and Tom Tiffany, but Francesca Hong's record is a distraction we can't afford. Bizarre rants against holidays, from Thanksgiving to Valentine's Day, calls to defund the police, voting against protecting kids from sexual predators. We can't trust Francesca Hong to defend the progress we've built in Wisconsin. Call Francesca Hong at 608-266-5342 to say her record hurts us. Paid for by Wisconsin Future Rising.
Hey, making copies? Who are you? I'm future you. Oh, constipation with belly pain back again? Yeah. Our doctor figured it out. Your symptoms keep coming back because it's irritable bowel syndrome with constipation, or IBS-C. And Linzess could help you get ahead of it.
Linzess linaclotide is the #1 prescribed branded treatment for IBS-C in adults. It's not a laxative. It's a once-daily prescription pill that helps you get ahead of your symptoms. It's proven to help you have more frequent and complete bowel movements and helps relieve overall abdominal symptoms, belly pain, discomfort, and bloating. These symptoms were studied in combination, not individually. Do not give Linzess to children less than 2 years old. It may harm them. Do not take Linzess if you have a bowel blockage. Get immediate help if you develop unusual or severe stomach pain, especially with bloody or black stools. The most common side effect is diarrhea, sometimes severe. If it's it's severe, stop taking Linzess and call your doctor right away. Other side effects include gas, stomach area pain, and swelling. Talk to your doctor and say yes to Linzess. Learn more at linzess.com or call 1-800-LINZESS.
You are listening to The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Tonight, if you haven't had enough election coverage, join myself and Dr. Ken Harris via the Hughes Views 414 YouTube channel. Doc and I are going to give you up-to-date coverage, and we're going to chat and talk and engage with the YouTube comment section. It's going to be fun. Oh, why did I sign up for it? I'm so tired. Oh, my goodness. I'm glad it's over. Xavier was just telling me that Congresswoman Gwen Moore is a nice lady. And X, you were there at the Cooperage last night at the Crowley rally, and you got some footage that you're going to upload to your YouTube channel. Is that correct?
Yep. It's currently uploading right now. It'll be premiering at 2:30.
All right. We might, in fact, I know we will. Dr. Ken and I will probably play a little bit of that during our election night broadcast this evening that starts at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time via the Hughes Views 414 YouTube channel. And the Democrats, David Crowley, you said, committed, and Congresswoman Gwen Moore committed to help whoever the Democratic nominee is. Tony Evers also said something similar. Tony Evers said that he'll be helpful. He got to pause a little bit. He said, no, whoever it is will be helpful. But then he said that's not going to happen because this guy right here, as he pointed to David Crowley, is going to be the nominee. There's a pathway for David, and it lies within a very consistent part of the Wisconsin electorate. I just don't know how many of them statewide may have voted early, because the older the voter, the higher the participation in any election, general election, primary election, midterm, etc. So the older you are, the more likely you are to vote in every single election. And also, the older you are, the more likely you are to receive your ballot by mail and return it also by mail or take it to a drop box. Keep in mind, some people have voted in this contest back in like June, July, they've already voted. It's a very different contest today on Tuesday, August 11th, than it was, say, right around the 4th of July, before you had people in the race and then not in the race, and then there's the whole Mandela effect. Mandela's going to get an awful lot of votes. You mark my words. In fact, Mandela is going to overperform for someone who dropped out of the race. And so if I'm looking at what the mathematic possibility for David Crowley is, because, we're here in Milwaukee. This is where we are broadcasting from. We're very familiar with David Crowley. I don't like his campaign. I think his campaign was run very, very poorly. I think they missed an awful lot of opportunities. I think that he needed to do better in setting himself apart and defining himself before they could label him as establishment. That stuff only sticks when you're not defining who you are. The other part I'm coming to find out about this election cycle, nobody cares he's county executive. Nobody cares. They don't care. They don't care about all the things that he's done. People that know him and like him, like, they care about what he's done because, David Crowley is a great guy and they love his success. But if you don't know who he is, then his accomplishments, and maybe like 10 or 15% of your decision, how does he make you feel? How does he come across? Is he exciting? Is he innovating? Is he the kind of candidate that you believe can lead this state for a long time? Because typically, Wisconsin governors are here for a very long time. Can you make that kind of commitment? See, on the campaign trail, it's like you're on Tinder. We got a bunch of matches, don't we? We got Kelda. She ain't really getting a lot of inboxes. You got Joel Brennan, Mr. 2%. Oh, Joel, I'm just kidding. I know Joel is at home right now. He's chilling. He's probably listening to us as we speak. I mean, what else is he going to be doing? He's at 2%. You don't need to be out there campaigning. Just relax, Joel. You're fine. You got Franny Pants, David Crowley. They're out there pressing the flesh. So I may have disclosed last night some information that was a little bit premature. So I was going back and forth with David Crowley's press media communications person. His name is Jonathan. I've known Jonathan for a while. Jonathan got an attitude. He don't know. I'm just saying, Jonathan, you get a little spicy sometimes, okay? So they wanted to bring David on today on my program as a last-minute push. And I originally agreed. But then I was like, oh, wait. Management recently raised issue with how I bring guests onto my program. And I also know that there are some people here in management that probably are David Crowley supporters and probably would not mind him being on the program and maybe would have thought it was a net positive had he come on the show today on election day for a last-minute push. But also that same management said, Sherwin, we need 24 hours before you can have a guest on. So I told Jonathan, nope, we can't have him on because management said I need 24 hours. Also, just full disclosure, you don't always get 24 hours with a guest. I know there's always going to be some exceptions, but I'm trying to follow the rules here at 1017 The Truth. I don't want to be a rule breaker. I'm a rule follower. I'm just a humble servant of the management. So if they say that I got to give them 24 hours notice before I can have a guest on, so all right. So any of you that want to be a guest on my show by tomorrow at 9:50, you better let me know right now. You better get your request in because I got to give 24 hours. But I don't even know what I could have asked David that we haven't asked him already. What can he possibly say that he hasn't said already that you haven't heard him say? He's going to tell you that he's been fiscally responsible in leading Wisconsin's largest county. He can talk about his time in the Wisconsin state legislature. He can talk about how they've reduced overdose deaths and how they've made a dent in homelessness here in Milwaukee County. And we're just going to hear the same thing over and over again. And you know how hard it is? Because there's a game within the game here. And really what primaries are is they are a game within a game because you are going to decide who is going to represent the party in November. That's what this is. This is an insider election. And to interview him or really anybody else and have them not want to invest in keeping this radio station solvent is painful for me. You know what it's like? It's like having a very popular restaurant. Look at 1017 The Truth as a great restaurant with many different offerings. We have good salads. We have fantastic burgers. And for you blacks, we have chicken wings, fried hard, flats only, extra lemon pepper. Right? We have so many offerings. We've got delicious libations, both alcoholic and mocktail. We have a nice atmosphere. We've got a patio. We even have live music. Imagine 1017 The Truth is just an incredible restaurant that offers so many things to so many people. And then these candidates, who we obviously know here at the restaurant of 1017 The Truth, because we offer a buffet for y'all. Depends on when you listen. You got Homer and Bailey, and then you got the Sherwin Hughes, and then you got Ray and Shannon, then you got Manon Sabir, then you got Jazzy Tyler. That's a buffet. Am I missing one? Is that everybody? That's everybody. But then all of our friends want to come, all the candidates, because we know all of the candidates, but they don't want to pay. They want to eat for free. They want to eat. They want to come to the nice 1017 The Truth restaurant. They want to hang out. They want to mix and they want to mingle. They want to get drunk. They want to eat lemon pepper chicken wings, fried hard, all flats, and then when a bill comes, they walk away. I don't like that. And I usually don't care, but I have an obligation and responsibility to make sure that what we do here is able to continue, and they just been using us. I don't like that. I've been warned about that in the past. Like, oh, Sherwin, be careful of these candidates, because if you give them, here's what happened. We gave them too many free chicken wings in the beginning. Before we launched the restaurant, before we actually opened, we gave them plenty of chicken wings. We let them come on all of the time because for some hosts, interviewing someone is a way in which you can provide content and fill time. I don't really even like to interview people that much unless it is timely, necessary, and relevant, because mostly when you interview people, it's boring. They don't have very good radio etiquette. They have no semblance of time whatsoever. Because I'll tell somebody, because we have a conversation before we go on air. Let's say I bring in a guest and we bring them in and I got them all set up and they're at the little chair across the little desk from me and they're at the microphone. They put on their headphones and we adjust the volume and we do all of the things. I point to two different clocks. We got clocks in this studio. I got a clock over here. It's a big-ass clock. And I got a smaller clock right here. And I tell them, I was like, hey, this segment is going to be 7 minutes. So at that clock right there, or you can look at this clock over here, at 9:56 and 50 seconds, we have what is called a hard out. We have to stop. And I'll say, okay, Sherwin, a hard out at 9:56 and 50 seconds. And what does Sherwin do? Sherwin repeats that because you got to say things a bunch of times to people before they get it. I say, see that clock right there? Is it? See this clock right here? I do. At 9:56 and 50 seconds, we have a hard out. Cool. Boom. Xavier turns on all the microphones and we get to chatting. Blah, 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 blah. Chat, 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 chat. BS, BS, BS. Chat, chat, chat. Giggle, giggle, giggle. BS, BS, BS. Chat, chat, chat. Here we go. It's 9:56 and 30 seconds. Remember, I told them 2 times. You got a clock over here. You got a clock over here. At 9:56 and 50 seconds. What I say, y'all, we have a hard out. So now it's 9:56 and 45 seconds. So we got 5 seconds left. And they're just coming to the end of their statement. They're just finishing up. And then it's 9:56 and 50 seconds. And you know what my guests do? Sherwin, wait till I got another topic. You know, when I was a child, back in 1984, when I hate it. And I understand people don't understand the radio etiquette, but it discourages me from having people in studio. Now, there are other people who are fantastic. I ask a question, they answer it in a truncated and succinct way, and then Sherwin is allowed to ask another question. Because sometimes when we ask you questions, not that any of you are even caring about any of this, but I need a break from talking about this damn election. Sometimes I'll ask you a question that's just yes or no. You don't have to go, Sherwin, back in 1962 during the Civil Rights Movement, I don't need a history lesson from you. It's 9:56 and 50 seconds, and The Truth with Sherwin Hughes will be right back.
The Truth with Sherwin Hughes returns after this on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
For 18 years, Veolia has done more than treat Milwaukee's water. Our people have raised their families here, built careers here, and been a part of the community. Generations of workers, millions of dollars a year invested in local businesses, a workforce center built to give young Milwaukeeans a real path into good local careers. 18 years later, Veolia is still here because Milwaukee's still home. Veolia, Milwaukee values, committed to its future.
I always had to be so good, no one could ignore me. Carve my path with data and drive. But some people only see who I am on paper. The paper ceiling, the limitations from degree screens to stereotypes that are holding back over 70 million stars. Workers skilled through alternative routes, rather than a bachelor's degree. It's time for skills to speak for themselves. Find resources for breaking through barriers at tearthepaperceiling.org. Brought to you by Opportunity at Work and the Ad Council.
And welcome back to Get Ahead of It. First question, if your constipation with belly pain keeps coming back, you should...
Talk to your doctor.
Yes! It could be irritable bowel syndrome with constipation or IBS-C, and Linzess could help you get ahead of it.
Linzess linaclotide is the #1 prescribed branded treatment for IBS-C in adults. It's not a laxative. It's a once-daily prescription pill that helps you get ahead of your symptoms. It's proven to help you have more frequent and complete bowel movements and helps relieve overall abdominal symptoms, belly pain, discomfort, and bloating. These symptoms were studied in combination, not individually. Do not give Linzess to children less than 2 years old. It may harm them. Do not take Linzess if you have a bowel blockage. Get immediate help if you develop unusual or severe stomach pain, especially with bloody or black stools. The most common side effect is diarrhea, sometimes severe. If it's severe, stop taking Linzess and call your doctor right away. Other side effects include gas, stomach area pain, and swelling. Talk to your doctor and say yes to Linzess. Learn more at linzess.com or call 1-800-LINZESS.
I'm Sherwin Hughes, and I know the power of Stars and Stripes Honor Flight firsthand. As someone who's been on an honor flight, I can tell you it's a day you'll never forget. Stars and Stripes Honor Flight gives our oldest veterans who served in any location in June of 1975 or earlier a free one-day trip to Washington, D.C. for veterans. Airfare, meals, a coach bus tour, and special flight apparel are all included. It's a day of honor, gratitude, and camaraderie. Veterans who served in the Vietnam or Korean War go to flySSHF.org and ask for an application.
Milwaukee Black Talk lives here on 1017 FM and 1510 AM, W269DL Milwaukee, and WGKB Waukesha.
This is The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Welcome to Hour 2 of The Truth with Sherwin Hughes. We do this Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. until 12 noon Central Standard Time. You can find us on the internet if you want to stream at 1017thetruth.com. We're also on YouTube. Search 1017 The Truth via YouTube. Hit subscribe. You'll be able to see the live in-studio cameras of our programs and also participate in the sometimes salacious YouTube chat. And then if you want to follow me, because I have my own YouTube channel as well, where we recap the day's show in an hour-long uncensored format. And when I say uncensored, I mean like Al uncensored. It's Hughes Views 414. Tonight on Hughes Views 414, beginning at 7 p.m., myself and Dr. Ken Harris are going to do some election coverage because, you know, you guys just can't get enough election coverage on what has been a very unorthodox and ideologically topsy-turvy Democratic primary for governor in the state of Wisconsin. It's the first time we have had an open race for Wisconsin governor it's been 8 years. So there you go. Let's talk to someone who we've all been waiting for, and their sentiments will provide guidance for all of us who still, at this point, may be undecided. Hello, Bob.
Hello, Sherwin. I won't provide no guidance for nobody. This is just how I feel.
Okay.
What's most important to me in this election?
Yes.
The most important thing in this election to me is all of them get together and vote for that one that wins in the end. That's the most important thing for me in this election. If they all get together on whoever wins and back that person up. You know, and he said it was a long line. I mean, there was 5 people in the line.
Where was it? Hold on, Bob. Wait. Where was there a long line?
I mean, a short line.
Good
5 people. But it was the first time I voted. It was 8:30 in the morning, and it was a long line for Obama.
Bob, that's Obama. That world doesn't even exist anymore. If you go vote now, you're going to be the only one there. You might not even see any poll workers if you go vote now.
Look.
You look.
You know, the treasury, whoever, I don't know if he's Chinese or Japanese.
Oh, my God.
But now I know who to vote.
There's more choices than that. There's many different flavors of Asian. It's more than Chinese.
No, you already told me the choice when you said that guy. I don't know his name.
Yi Ling Zhong. You better put some respect on his Asian name.
All right. And I hope whenever, you know, I just remember it was Thompson against Thompson. Do you remember that when we had a Thompson governor and a Thompson governor of Wisconsin and Illinois?
No.
Thompson wanted to.
Nobody care about nobody care about no governor of Illinois, man. We live in Wisconsin. We don't care about what y'all do down there because y'all eat fat pizza. We don't like fat pizza people up here. And you don't even live in Illinois anymore. You live in Racine.
Yeah, well, I tell you what, Sherwin.
Who you voting for, Bob?
You
Tell
know,
us. Have you made your mind up?
Yeah,
Lord.
I just hope they don't do nothing like Pence did.
Hey,
I
Bob.
mean, what?
Stop talking about Mike Pence. Today is election day. Who are you voting for? The people need to know.
Oh, you know, you won't tell me who you voting for, so I'm just made to vote for Crowley, I guess. You know, I don't know. You know, and that Treasury guy, who's either Chinese or Japanese.
Bob, there's more choices than that. It's a beautiful rainbow of Asians. They have many countries. There's billions of them. There's so many different Asians. They're not just Chinese or Japanese.
Oh, he's Asian, huh? Oh, okay. I didn't know that. He's Asian. Oh. All right, then, Sherwin. I will talk to you later because that's about all I got to say. I have nothing else to say, you know, except I just hope everybody gets together and get behind that guy or that woman that wins the governor, you know, and whoops that guy Republican.
What's the Republican's name? Do you know his name?
It began with a T.
Mm.
You know, that's it began Tillis.
Yep. That's him.
Did I say it right?
Yep, sure did. We don't want to vote. We don't want Tillis in there because him and Trump are real tight. We don't want that now.
Yeah, that's the most important part of my election. And I'm ashamed of myself for not voting till Obama. You made me ashamed of myself, son.
You should
I'm
be.
glad I'm voting now.
Okay, then.
I just talk to you later, sir.
Okay, bye-bye. That right there was, I'm not kidding you, that's the average Wisconsin voter. Him. That right there. Don't really know much. Chinese, Japanese. It made it seem like Asian is a whole category. Either Chinese, you're Japanese, or you're Asian. Like that right there. And so those of us that pay a lot of attention, that follow this stuff closely, like Bob just sounds ridiculously uninformed. And the majority of the electorate, this is what's crazy, ladies and gentlemen, the majority of the electorate actually is incredibly uninformed.
I love the poorly educated.
That's right. And the turnout percentage that we're going to see, which I believe is going to be less than 35%, probably less than 30%. I got some details of, I want to give you guys some perspective because some of y'all think, oh, this is going to be a really high turnout election. I tell you what, if it's raining, when the majority of the people go and cast their ballots, which is usually after work, take another 2% off. I am not kidding you. There are people that are not going to want to get their hair wet. They're literally not going to vote because it's raining. Rain decreases voter turnout. So if you think that there's a lot of commitment on behalf of the voters, there's not. But the higher the voter percentage is in a partisan primary, the more educated and the more informed your body politic / your voters are. So if we have low voter turnout, which we will, that means that civics education has not quite permeated through the voters or the would-be voters in the state of Wisconsin. And it's actually really embarrassing. 5 states so far meet or exceed the 30% turnout. And this is from the bipartisanpolicygroup.org. Oregon, California, Montana, Colorado, and Maine. 2 of the 5 states, Oregon and California, are the only states to so far meet or exceed 35%. Now, these are of registered voters. So these are people that probably voted for governor. They probably voted for president. Only 35% of the registered voters, and that's the highest. So I got some numbers here just to give you guys some perspective. Wisconsin midterm primary turnout. For Wisconsin August partisan primaries, which this is today, the election used to select Democratic and Republican nominees and the statewide turnout was. If you had to, why don't we do a little guessing game? Xavier, are you busy? You're always a fun guinea pig to play with.
Sure.
All right. In 2014, so we're going to go back quite a ways. That's 12 years. We had a partisan midterm primary. So that would have been Obama. So Obama's last midterm election. So Obama at this point, pretty close to a lame duck. If you had to guess, Xavier, what do you think Wisconsin voter turnout was in the primary election of 2014?
25%.
14.4.
Damn.
600,000 ballots were cast statewide.
Damn.
6 million people in the state of Wisconsin, and basically the population of Milwaukee statewide cast ballots. 2018, that was another midterm election. In fact, that was the midterm election in which Tony Evers won the Democratic nomination. Kelda Roys was in that race. Malin Mitchell was in that race. Probably some other people were in that race. I think Paul Soglin, who was the former mayor of Madison, was in that race. He's crazy, and he has Bernie Sanders hair. He didn't do very well. In 2018, Xavier, if you had to guess, what was midterm voter turnout in the primary in which Tony Evers advanced to the general?
Going off of what you just said before, I'm a little skeptical. So 10%.
23.3.
Oh, geez.
So it went up a little bit.
I should have just switched.
2022, that was a primary election that saw another race for lieutenant governor. Also saw there was going to be a Democratic primary for U.S. Senate, but Sarah Godlewski, Alex Lazary, and others dropped out of that race to give Mandela Barnes a clear, unadulterated path to take his shot at Ron Johnson without having to deal with the infighting of a Democratic primary. 2022, that midterm election turnout in the state of Wisconsin was 25.8%. We haven't even gotten close to 30% turnout going back 12 years in midterm elections. Even the unusually high turnout for 2022, which was just under 26%, attracted only about 1 in 4 of Wisconsin's voting age population. Why are primary turnouts so much lower? It's not going to make any sense when you guys see how low these vote totals are. It's also going to be very deceptive because as you were watching the election returns tonight, you're probably going to see Francesca Hong up by 70%. She'll be 70. David will be 30. Then, of course, you're going to have Joel going to stay at 2%. Joel should dress up as a carton of milk for Halloween because he just stayed at 2%. That'd be too much for me to handle. I got too much pride. If I'm running statewide and only 2 voters out of 100 will support me, I got to think about what I want to do with my life. You know what I mean? I got to go back to the drawing board and just maybe.
Was he in the race the whole time?
He got in late. He got in. December was a big month. So Mandela got in December. David launched in September. So Labor Day, right around there. Then Fran must have gotten in probably somewhere around there. She wasn't a late arrival. Who knows when Kelda got in? I don't even know if Kelda knows when she got in. Kelda might have just got a phone call one day. Hey, Kelda, we submitted a bunch of paperwork for you. You're going to run for governor. She's like, all right, I'll run. Kelda is the state senator in Madison where Francesca Hong is an assembly representative in Kelda's Senate district. So assembly districts represent about 50,000 people. Senate districts represent 3 assembly districts. So there's roughly 150,000 constituents in one Wisconsin state Senate district, and we have 33 state Senate districts. The Senate, of course, is the upper chamber of the Wisconsin legislature. The Assembly is the lower chamber. There are 99 members of the Assembly. They represent roughly 50,000 people, sometimes getting close to 60,000 people. Even though Kelda Roys represents 3 times the number of people in the Senate than Francesca Hong, Francesca Hong is going to get 10 times the vote as the senator that she serves at the pleasure of. Boy, oh boy, we're going to have some interesting things to decipher and to pick apart. So Francesca must have gotten in, I don't know, probably around the fall, I'm assuming. And then December came, so Mandela gets in. And then Joel, who I think had been considering it, and I think they wanted to see what the field was going to look like. Were people going to continue to jump into the race for governor? Were people going to start to drop out? Were people going to drop out early and start supporting Sarah Rodriguez? Sarah Rodriguez she launched after David Crowley, but she was the heir apparent. So she didn't. No, she didn't. She might have launched right around the same time, probably early September. But she's the heir apparent. And here's why I feel bad for Lieutenant Governor Sarah Rodriguez, but ultimately we shouldn't feel bad for her at all because she helped screw this whole thing up. She wasn't really getting much attention at all. In fact, a lot of people didn't even know that she was the lieutenant governor. The number of people, even when we brought her name up on this show, when I was listing the candidates, this is back last fall, last winter, people were saying, Sherwin, who was this Sarah Rodriguez? Well, she's the heir apparent. She just didn't have it. You know what I mean? Some candidates have it. Some people just excite you. They have a charisma. They have an energy. Franny Pants has that. Watch out for the Asians. You know what I mean? Like, we've been sleeping on the Asians. We just been over here buying their food, doing a lot of trading with them, like overseas for sure. Black women have been buying their hair. But we never really thought that. Shout out to my man, Yi Ling Zhong. I can't wait for his commercial to play. I'm going to start. I do a little dancing because he's the only one supporting the black media. He was like, you know what? These blacks been good to me. Been buying our egg rolls. We love an egg roll. I don't know what it is about black people and an egg roll. And so what we do, because we'll go to like an ethnic restaurant, black people will, and we're like, we can make this at home. Now you got buffalo chicken egg rolls, Philly cheesesteak egg rolls. You got whole black restaurants that have a whole egg roll section. That's a nod to our Asian brothers and sisters. I think we as black people, we like the Asians. I don't think they care for us too much. They don't like, we like them though. I like them. I like the Asians. You like the Asians, Xavier? They make some good food.
Oh, yeah. I love Asians.
My favorite Asian is the Thai.
Oh.
Thai food is next level.
Oh, I thought we were talking about something else.
Nah, hold on, man. Don't fetishize the Asian ladies.
What? I did not. I like Asians.
Like as a culture?
Yeah.
What kind of Asians? Because Indians are Asian. Technically, Russia is Asian. So when you're talking about your favorite Asian, wait a minute, is this racist for us to be talking about Asians like this?
No, we love their culture. We love what they bring to society, and we love and respect them. So we're just admiring them and just talking about which ones are our favorites. Just like they probably talk about which rappers are their favorite, you know?
No, they don't. I don't think Asians talk about that at all.
Yeah, they do.
Asians talk about math and learning. Education. There's as many Asians on this ballot as there are black people.
Yeah.
The only blacks we got, you got Will Martin, who is the Republican candidate for lieutenant governor. Very unusual fella he is. I'm going to withhold my judgment on him because, I heard some stuff. But I'm not here to talk about. No. You look it up.
Oh, what's his name again?
Will Martin.
He's
African American, and he's running as a Republican candidate for lieutenant governor.
All right.
I'm not sure if he has a primary. He may, but I think he's no, he doesn't. It's just him. So it's just him, and then on the Democratic side, Sarah Godlewski, who we talked to about 45 minutes ago. She's the only Democrat running for lieutenant governor. But yeah, that's it. You got David Crowley, who's running for governor, and then you got Will Martin, who's a Republican candidate for lieutenant governor. I'm going to withhold because it's none of my business. Whatever people want to do, you can do it.
Like what?
Stuff?
Do stuff like what?
Things?
Like?
Activities?
A
Nope.
little touching?
No, ain't nobody. No, don't say that. I don't know who we be touching.
I'm just
It's
asking.
none of my business who he touches.
You know some information that all the viewers want to hear about. You can just say allegedly.
No, I'm not. Why are you making it seem like he's a pervert? I don't know.
I didn't say that.
You think all Republicans is perverts?
Kinda. Look who they support.
I ain't got nothing to say about that. All I know is that they've got a real bad PR problem, but here's what makes it even worse. As bad as the Republicans are, especially those that universally follow Donald Trump, they agree with him even when he is wrong. They agree with him even when he is doing illegal things. Okay, these terrible, terrible Republicans that I don't believe are good stewards of the American economy, of decency, of just, what our politics should represent. I don't know if they're good examples and good mentors of that because, children are watching what we are doing. But here's what's crazy. They still find a way to beat the damn Democrats. That's more embarrassing for the Democrats than it is for the Republicans, as bad as they are. As bad as some Republicans say Republican candidates and elected officials are, They still beat the Democrats. This is why I somewhat kind of understand why the Democratic Party and some voters are they're sick of it. Because how do you lose to a party that's a little bit more complicated than that. I did a little bit of additional analysis, and when progressives and those who are on the far left spectrum of politics, they're so far on the left that they're almost falling off the scale. When they find a climate or an issue that gets them off of the sidelines and participating, because I think a lot of far left people are so disappointed and disenchanted with the candidates and with the party platforms. I think a lot of them don't vote, or they'll go to a third party if they vote at all, right? But when they are active and they have an issue and they're firm on their issues, and I got a lot of respect because I'm going to emulate something that they do. If whatever their issue is at the time, because whatever their issue was when they were supporting Bernie in 2016 was, and there was also a contingent of far left people who were doing lots of pro-Palestinian protests, and I know a lot of those folks, and they would tell me consistently to my face, Sherwin, we're never voting for Kamala. I said, hold on, everybody, slow down. We're way better off if Kamala gets elected. She's a war criminal too. Okay, we have to try and look at these things in relative terms now. So when the far left has an issue that engages them in gubernatorial or presidential contests, and if their issue is not met, they're not going to vote for the Democratic candidate. And this is the problem that I have with some of the left-leaning progressives. I know for an absolute fact, I mean, they're lying now because it's easier for them to lie because Francesca Hong is in such a lead in the polls, that if David Crowley somehow pulls out an upset, they wouldn't support him. They wouldn't. They'd call him pro-Israel. He's too establishment. He's too moderate. He's Republican light. I already know what they're going to say about him. In 2016, Donald Trump won because Bernie bros, who typically would be Democrats if they were to vote, they voted for Jill Stein. That's just enough votes away from Hillary Clinton. I know people didn't like Hillary Clinton, but look what you got instead. 2024, the protests, the pro-Palestinian protests, those were major. That was a really big issue. And that's a lot of some of the Democratic Socialist folks. In fact, every pro-Palestinian person that I know relates better to being a Democratic Socialist than they do being a moderate establishment centrist Democrat. Okay? Francesca Hong checks that box for them. But if she's not the nominee, they're going to do what they've always done. They're very consistent. And they sometimes are the reason why these Republicans win. You can be so ideologically entrenched that you won't look for the greater good. And I would argue Palestine has lost more, has been destroyed more. Netanyahu is more unhinged right now with Trump being reelected than if Kamala was occupying 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. It's election day in the state of Wisconsin. Go and vote, but only vote once. And you can register at the polls. Want more information about where you go and vote and also your current registration status? It's very easy. Go to myvote.wi.gov. That's myvote.wi.gov. The Truth with Sherwin Hughes. We'll be right back.
The Truth with Sherwin Hughes returns after this on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Life's better with American Family Insurance because we know you love working weekends. If it means working on your dream home, both inside and out. And we're here to help protect those dreams so you can enjoy peace of mind. Save up to 40% when you bundle home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products, pricing, and availability vary based on where you purchase insurance and by state. Some exclusions apply. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Educators Credit Union is more than a place to manage your money. They're where your financial possibilities take shape. They're more than transactions. They're conversations about your financial goals. More than numbers, they're community advocates who support free, local events that are accessible to all. They foster community because we are stronger together. Educators Credit Union is people helping people. Become a member at ECU.com. Insured by NCUA. Membership eligibility required.
My mom has decided to learn to paint, and she's good.
My dad's now into creative cuisine, and I've already put on 6 pounds.
Learning new things comes with age.
My mom, she started forgetting my name and what we're talking about.
Forgetting well-known things doesn't. Memory loss may be a sign of Alzheimer's disease. Early detection gives you and your loved one time to plan for the future. Learn the warning signs of Alzheimer's at 10signs.org. Brought to you by the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
The possibility of lung cancer can be pretty scary, especially if you're one of approximately 8 million current or former smokers at high risk. That's why SaveByTheScan.org wants you to know that now there's a breakthrough low-dose CT scan that can detect lung cancer early, and it only takes 60 seconds. You stop smoking, now start screening. For an easy quiz to see if you're eligible, visit SaveByTheScan.org. It could save your life. SaveByTheScan.org is brought to you by the American Lung Association's Lung Force Initiative and the Ad Council.
Reading aloud to children sharpens their listening skills, expands their vocabularies, and nurtures a lifelong love of reading. That's why Reading is Fundamental, the nation's leading children's literacy nonprofit, offers free monthly read-alouds by popular authors through its Rally to Read program. Visit rallytoread.org to watch the read-alouds and discover exciting reading activities for school and home. Visit rallytoread.org today.
We asked parents who adopted teens to share their journey.
When I met both of them, it was like my missing pieces were found. Like it was just like an instant, these are my kids. If you're considering adopting a teen, just do it. Kids need families. I don't care the age, everybody deserves a family.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. Visit adoptuskids.org to learn more. A message brought to you by Adopt US Kids, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and the Ad Council.
You are listening to The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Some nice election day jazz for you. For Real Sports said he and, was it your wife? Yeah. For Real Sports says, my wife and I voted at Bryant Elementary in Milwaukee. We were number 11 and 12. Now, hang on a second. Let me find out where Bryant Elementary is, because that's going to give me a demographic profile of the neighborhood. Milwaukee is so segregated. If you give me any landmark in any part of the 96.1 square miles of this city, I'm going to tell you what the racial makeup is of the neighborhood. Bryan Elementary is way on the northwest side, 87th and Thurston. So we're looking at either the 9th or the 2nd aldermanic district. Both of those are majority black aldermanic districts and majority black parts of the city. So this is the problem that David is going to have, right? So turnout is going to be very, very low, and I think that's going to favor someone who is liked by Madison voters. And Madison Democratic primary voters are exceptionally liberal. They are so liberal that they are not attributable, like their political sentiments are not generally election worthy, right? They're less party aligned, even though they're all going to vote for Democrats. They have specific ideologies that are far left of center, because Madison is a weird place. It's not reality. Whenever you go to Madison, Twilight Zone music starts playing. Even the black people in Madison, and shout out to the black people that are in Madison. You guys are great. God bless you for being there. All 25,000 of you. You guys saw the Jordan Peele movie Get Out, right? You know, the black people in that movie, obviously they have had their bodies taken over by white people. And they have like this 1,000-yard stare, the African-American characters in that fantastic horror film, Get Out. That's Madison black people. They're just, good Lord, they're so different. The lower the voter turnout is, the stronger Francesca Hong's support will be, and the better she is going to do. When you have majority black neighborhoods, because any black person you talk to that's even somewhat engaged in this election, they're all voting for David Crowley, and they're very emotional about it. Don't believe me? Listen to Ray Nitty. Ray Nitty's probably going to yell for all the hours he's on the air today. He's just going to be screaming at people.
Yeah, he was there yesterday.
Ray Nitty, yeah, he was. He was at the Crowley rally. He's so committed to David that he's repeated like positive things about David and negative things about Francesca so well that like they're stuck in my mind. I know now because of Nitty that Francesca Hong attempted to pass like 248 pieces of legislation and only passed one. I would have never known that because I wouldn't care to look it up. But boy, oh boy, Ray will let you know. But I also will say this, how much legislation you pass, it don't matter. Because being a legislator and being the executive are not even apples and oranges. It's like grapefruit and potatoes. It's like chicken livers and palm trees. They're totally different. Very, very, very different. David would need voter school with him. They like the fact that he's county executive. They remember him when he was state representative, or the very lowest common denominator. Sometimes black people just vote for black candidates. I wish we would do a little bit better than that, because you guys know all skin folk ain't kinfolk. Hell, for a brief minute, I was telling people to vote for Joel Brennan. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have did that. I thought something was going to happen. Ladies and gentlemen, I've been trying to make something happen since April. I really have. I've been trying to light fires. I've been trying to get the candidates a little engaged and excited, because I don't know if anybody has been covering this election like us here on 101.7 The Truth. There ain't nobody covering it like us. We got it covered. We're the best ever in the world. We're the award-winning 101.7 The Truth. Thank you, Xavier. Even though I'm the only person here that's won a Wisconsin Broadcasters Association award, that's fine. So whenever you hear the other hosts say the award-winning 101.7 The Truth, you're welcome. What are we doing with our lives here? What do I have here? Do I want to read this to you? Wisconsin voters on Tuesday will decide whether to choose a new direction for the state's Democratic Party by electing a Democratic Socialist as the party's nominee for governor, or to maintain course by advancing a candidate who sounds more like the mild-mannered Democrat voters have come accustomed to holding state offices. 4 active Democratic candidates are on the ballot, but this race has ultimately come down to State Representative Francesca Hong, a Democratic Socialist. Undecided voters in the state of Wisconsin are still in the mid-30s. It's probably somewhere in the teens, if that, but even those undecided voters have a whole bunch of different options. In fact, some of them might say, well, hell, if you can't beat them, join them, and they're going to go to Franny Pants. Either way, it's going to be exceptionally difficult to defeat her in this primary, because the campaigns did not pick up any major steam or momentum until, I don't know, a week ago. You're only hearing your first anti-Francesca Hong ad this week. It's too late. And they, with the airwaves that support them and their damn policies. So you need money. Got to have it. I know people don't like money in politics, but you got to have it. You got to spread your message, and your message costs money. Airtime costs money. Direct mail costs money. Digital ads, all that stuff costs money. Got to have money. But then the next most valuable resource that you have, because this is the most finite of all resources, time, because it runs out. Because you know when the election day is, and every single day that you wake up, that election day is closer, and you can't slow time down. So you got to start this stuff early. You got to build momentum early. You got to redline that dance.
Sherwin Hughes will be right back on 101.7 The Truth, The Truth app, and 101.7thetruth.com.
In Milwaukee, just 9% of fourth graders can read at grade level. 9%. This is a shameful crisis. Behind those numbers are our kids, our friends' kids, the next generation of Milwaukee. This is what's at stake in the August 11th primary election, the future of every Milwaukee child. Vote for candidates who will fight for all of our kids. Learn more at cfcactionfund.org.
Are you looking for a place to shop that offers a fair market price? You need to visit Century Food Store on 92nd and Lisbon Avenue. This week, buy Kellogg cereal for $3.99. Bone and Southern style pork ribs for $1.99. Smart Ones entrees 5 for $10. Apple pie for $5.99. Southern peaches for $1.99. And Tyson chicken nuggets for $5.99. So what you waiting for? You can also order groceries through DoorDash, Uber Eats, and Instacart, or stop by Century Foods at 92nd and Lisbon Avenue today.
Not completing high school is more of a social thing than it was an academic thing. Even though all these years have passed, I still had that longing to have my diploma.
At age 30, Carissa finished her high school diploma.
If you're even considering getting your high school diploma, you can do it.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
Hear that? That's the sound of your life. Perfectly imperfect. Beating in rhythm to the world you've created. But every time you drive after drinking, the music gets drowned out. Your life sounds pretty great. Don't let a buzz ruin it. Buzz driving is drunk driving. Don't drive buzzed. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
This is The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Girl, don't leave me here. Leave me here all alone. Won't you say that it ain't so? Say it ain't so.
Oh, here we go. Ooh, wait a minute. Lady B says, Sherwin, thanks for disrupting my sleep last night. I fell asleep after listening to the night show, and I kid you not, you were in my dream. What? It's the perfect music, too, because I know this music was playing in the background. And I was wearing a black suit with a cape on. Wake your ass up, Lady B.
You get that photo yet?
Daddy's home. Photo of what?
Of Lady B.
No, she won't send me one.
Oh, well.
It's probably better this way.
Yeah.
It was scary. Being in a sunken place, that's not good. I mean, I can see the comedic aspects of it, but no, it was a horror movie if you ask me. Felix said, I'm going to go vote later. Me too, Felix. Felix, who you going to vote for? Are y'all okay telling me who you vote for? Put it in the YouTube chat. I'm curious. Not that it matters because half of y'all are going to lie. If every single person who is listening right now, no, I shouldn't say that. Because the majority of the people that listen to me, how you can listen to this program, and if you listen faithfully and religiously, how can you not vote? But I know the turnout is going to be so incredibly low that most people are going to lie about it. They're going to lie. There has been so much commentary because a lot of people have taken to social media, black people in particular, or maybe I'm just overexposed to the blacks, that our form of support for a candidate is just posting stuff on social media, which does no good. Does no good. You're just showcasing to people that are probably already in the same political affiliation as you who you're going to vote for. So you're not changing any minds. It's almost like a yard sign. People get all bent out of shape about yard signs. Yard signs are a visual representation, I guess, of an individual household support. But also, you got to keep in mind, there could be 6 people in a house. One Francesca supporter, but there's a Fran sign out front. Other people could be, all other 5 people could be David Crowley supporters or Kelda supporters or old Mr. 2%, Joel Brennan. And so you think, oh, my God, Fran has another yard sign up. You don't know all the people that live in that property and what their voting behaviors are. So I think yard signs they're an arbitrary measure of what a candidate's support is. I know that for the last 2 damn months, I've been staring at a Francesca Hong yard sign directly across the street from me, and I know they did that on purpose. Because in all the years I've lived in the house I've lived in, the person who lives across the street, they've never had political yard signs out.
Maybe
Never.
she's the first candidate to speak to them.
She very well could have been. She told me, she texted me and said, Sherwin, I'm going to be doing doors in your neighborhood. I'm like, first of all, how you know where I live at?
You talk about it all the time.
No, I don't tell people where I live at.
Sherwin Park.
No, I don't live over there. I live on Brady Street.
And then you like, oh, yeah. I live right around the corner from Homer Blow.
Well, nobody know where Homer live. Homer don't tell his address. Homer don't tell a lot of stuff. What Homer does tell, he tells, but everything else he don't. So did nobody knock on my door, which is fine. Or maybe I wasn't home. No, my Ring camera would have captured it. So a day or so after, probably that same day, I saw Francesca Hong yard sign. They did it on purpose. But she did a lot of campaigning in Milwaukee, which I admire. A lot of grassroots campaigning. She didn't raise the most money in the race, but I think she got the most mileage out of the money that she did raise because she had this army of people, and that is what you can use to gauge a successful campaign. How many foot soldiers do you have? How many committed people? How many folks are showing up to your rallies? Because it takes a lot to get up and get out of the house and to go listen to a candidate speak. You are committed if you do that. And there are candidates that I absolutely unequivocally support and have supported them for a very long time. But I'm not going to stand up for 3 hours and listen to you talk. In fact, if I can't sit down at the rally, I probably ain't going. Hell, I went to go see Obama speak, and I was like, I'm not standing. You crazy? No way. I'm not listening to them talk. They all say the same thing. We're going to go out here and we're going to win this race and we're going to fight for middle-class families. We're going to make your lives more affordable and down with Donald Trump. And in the crowd, yay! Nobody want to hear that.
It is interesting going to the different rallies and just seeing the makeup of the supporters.
Once you've been to one, you've been to them all. And then they bring out their cast of characters and they bring out their celebrities and their stars. Tony Evers is a really nice guy, but Tony Evers doesn't excite nobody. I've seen paint drying that was more exciting than Tony Evers. No offense, Governor. You did your job very, very well, and you deserve the whatever years you have left in retirement. Thank you for bridging the gap when we really needed it, from Donald Trump's first midterm election to his last. That's how long Tony Evers has been governor. A very crucial 8 years as a stopgap from pushing back on this Republican-controlled legislature that had a lot of Donald Trump sentiments. We thank you for your service, Governor Evers, but I'm not coming out to hear you speak. David Crowley, known him for a very, very long time. Think he's done a fantastic job as county executive. Think he did a great job when he was in the Wisconsin state legislature. Don't take my word for it. Ask Ray Nitty. Ray Nitty will tell you everything David Crowley's ever done. Ray Nitty will tell you what David Crowley had for breakfast for the last 7 years. I don't want to hear David Crowley speak. David Crowley's going to start every speech with, every day is a good day. No, it's not, David. It's not. You've had very bad days. Many of them. Tons.
That's what he said to me yesterday.
Every time.
I was like, hey, how you doing today? Today's a good day. I was like, okay.
No, I've had terrible. Some days I wake up just blurting out explicatives. I got to do this damn radio. I don't want to go. And I just sit there on the edge of the bed. I'm like, you know what? They can play a recorded show. I don't really have to go in. Oh, by the way, I'm not here next Monday. So, Xavier, play a recorded show for me next Monday. I got a standing commitment every year that I do. So it falls on August 17th next. No, what's today? It's 11th? Next week, I better find out what day that is. Well, I'm not here one day next week. So just everybody relax.
I got you.
But I'm not going to listen to these people speak. What are you going to say to me? Every day is a good day. What's Kelda say when she speaks? I don't know. Why am I not doing better? What's Joel say? I was in the Evers administration. I helped with a lot of stuff. Well, how come? Why don't you guys like me? That's what Joel would say. Why doesn't? I'm nice. I'm the middle of the road. I'm the white guy. What happened to being white? I can see Joel complaining to his wife Audra, what happened? Being a white dude used to be popular. Now you got a black dude beating you, a very small Asian woman who dresses like Rosie the Riveter. That's just got to make the whites mad. I can understand. I really can. I don't want you to think that I can't empathize with how the whites are feeling, because you're just watching all the Browns. All the Browns are just beating you. It's like, oh, man. I also can understand how some whites will be like, you know what, maybe we should join one of these white supremacist groups because we're getting overtaken. You kind of are. If you had it real good this is hard for us as black people to relate to, but once you get familiar with history, it all makes sense to you. White people had a beautiful run for 500 years. Beautiful. They were just taking stuff. Give me that, you Indian. Give me all of your land. And the Indians were like, hey, how about you we'll share a portion. No, we want it all. Come here, blacks. Hey, can you leave us alone, please? We're over here in Africa chilling. No, you're going to work for a long time, and then you're going to get free, and we're going to make it hard for you for another 100 years. And then we're going to kill Dr. King. They just had it really good. And now all of a sudden, blacks and Asians. Shout out to the candidate for Wisconsin State Treasurer, Yi Ling Zhang. That's our boy. I can't wait to vote for him. I should have him on the show.
You really should. He's an awesome guy.
Do you know him?
Oh, no, I just know he escaped communism and he's going to fight for us and he's going to balance the budget and give people that need money money.
Look at that. He's going to find our unclaimed property. Dude might call the show and be like, Sherwin, I found you a house that one of your relatives just left you.
Exactly.
Word? I got to take a break. Look at the time. Yikes. The Truth with Sherwin Hughes will be right back.
The Truth with Sherwin Hughes returns after this on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Our leaders need to stand up to Trump and Tom Tiffany, but Francesca Hong's record is a distraction we can't afford. Bizarre rants against holidays, from Thanksgiving to Valentine's Day, calls to defund the police, voting against protecting kids from sexual predators. We can't trust Francesca Hong to defend the progress we've built in Wisconsin. Call Francesca Hong at 608-266-5342 to say her record hurts us. Paid for by Wisconsin Future Rising.
In sitcoms, when someone has a problem, they just blurt it out and move on.
Well, I lost my job and my parakeet is missing. How was your day?
But the real world is different. Managing life's challenges can be overwhelming. So, what do? We get support. The Huntsman Mental Health Institute and the Ad Council have mental health resources available for you at loveyourmindtoday.org. That's loveyourmindtoday.org. See how much further you can go when you take care of your mental health.
You are listening to The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Get ready. 101.7 The Truth Family Fest is back. Join us Saturday, August 22nd from 11 a.m. until 2 p.m. at Riverside University High School for free back-to-school resources, live entertainment, family activities, and community fun. Vendors and sponsors can reserve a spot by visiting truthfamilyfest.com. That is truthfamilyfest.com or email sierra.brown@milwaukeeblackmedia.com. That is Sierra, CIERRA.brown@milwaukeeblackmedia.com. Proudly sponsored by Educators Credit Union, American Family Insurance, Milwaukee Public Schools, Artists Working in Education, and Ascension Healthcare. Today's Election Day. If you want to join us for continuing coverage tonight at 7 p.m. via the Hughes Views 414 YouTube channel, myself and a former 1017 The Truth host, Dr. Ken Harris, going to be bringing you, I don't know what we're going to talk about. Who knows? I just let Dr. Ken talk. I tend to use a lot of profanity when I do my evening broadcast. I cussed somebody out yesterday.
Oh, about what?
I don't know. It's probably you, Xavier.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't me. I was at the rally.
They called me. It was pro something Francesca, and if you support her, like, that's perfectly fine. This is a primary, but if you support her and you personally attack someone that doesn't, I gave them a bunch of FUs. Like, we don't need, like, on my podcast, because I think people think that what I do in the evening on my YouTube channel is similar to what I do here. I will single you out and just read you the riot act. And it's going to be on that YouTube show forever because I'm never taking it down. So people got to be very, very careful. Like, you can have your opinions and debate on the merits, debate on the issue. Show me where the policy that I support is faulty, and I promise you I'm going to hear you out because I don't always have it right. But to say, all of you stupid establishment, you're terrible people, don't do that, because at some point, y'all are going to want all of us to come back together to support her, and we are going to be reminded. A bunch of us are keeping receipts. I had to take posts down because of factual things that I said about Francesca and where I didn't believe that she was ready to lead all of the agencies in the executive branch of state government. You would have thought that I killed 50 kittens. I'm like, okay, cool. And I just got tired of it because I did it on Threads. Those people on Threads are vicious. I had to cuss somebody out on Threads this morning. I said, because I posted something on Facebook, and a lot of my Facebook posts go to Threads. I was like, voter turnout is not going to exceed 35%. I actually want to change it to 30% because it's not even going to exceed 30%, as excited as some of you are. we've had people that have chimed in already with the polls being open for damn near 4 hours now. It's barely double-digit voters that have cast their ballot. Turnout is going to be exceptionally low. So I put on my Facebook page, turnout's not going to exceed 35%. And, of course, the overexposed are like, no, Sherwin, it's going to be the establishment is going to come out. No, they're not. Nobody voting today. Plus, it's raining. So this one lady was like, you clearly don't know what's going on. Voter turnout is going to be way higher than 35%. I called her a nincompoop. Because she said a very nincompoopy thing. Voter turnout is not going to be high. But if you're very committed, if you worked on one of these campaigns and you volunteered and if you've given money to one of the candidates and you have their damn yard sign, you think that everybody and their mother is as excited as you. I bet if you walked around the city of Milwaukee right now, a third of the people don't even know it's election day. Because there's not even the vote sign. They usually put the signs out a couple of days before the election. Hey, election coming up, vote. They put them on boulevards. Remember when they used to do that? They don't do that no more.
I wonder why that is.
No, budget cuts, maybe. Probably because it doesn't matter.
Why'd you think the caller was me? Was he funny?
No, it wasn't a caller. It was somebody typing in the chat.
Oh, that was typing the establishment and all that crap.
I mean, you're the ops.
I'm not the ops.
A little bit. That's
No.
all right.
I'm a reasonable guy.
Oh, no, you're not.
I'm very reasonable.
Gonna say to me this morning, why are people getting so emotional? Can I just tell y'all?
No, you can't. Yes, you can.
Of course. I was just waiting for you to say I could. So I'm doing my show yesterday. I'm talking about, I don't know what I'm talking about. Do I ever? There's soundproof glass, okay? I'm in my own room here. Xavier is in another room through like 2-inch thick soundproof glass. I heard him and Nitty yelling at each other through soundproof glass.
We were just having a spirited conversation.
Y'all was about to get into it. And Zach was just like, because Zach walked in the middle of it. Zach is texting me. He was like, Sherwin, what did I walk into? I was like, World War III. The truth with Sherwin Hughes will be back for hour 3.
The Truth with Sherwin Hughes returns after this on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Wisconsin voters just made themselves clear. 80% want leaders who hold every publicly funded school accountable for how our kids perform in school. And voters support parents' rights to choose the best school for their kids, whether it's MPS, a public charter like Carmen, MCP, or Milwaukee Academy of Science, by a 2-to-1 margin. Milwaukee's kids don't have time to wait for politicians to catch up, Democrats or Republicans. On August 11th, vote in the primary for someone who will fight for every Milwaukee child. Learn more at cfcactionfund.org.
Milwaukee Public School families, the first day of school is Tuesday, September 1st, and there's still time to enroll. MPS offers programs to fit every learner, including bilingual, Montessori, special education, and more. All MPS students receive free breakfast and lunch. Enroll today at milwaukeepublicsschools.org/enrollment or visit MPS Student Services at 5225 West Vliet Street, Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Thank you for choosing MPS.
And here's Heather with the weather.
Well, it's beautiful out there, sunny and 75, almost a little chilly in the shade. Now, let's get a read on the inside of your car. It is hot. You've only been parked a short time and it's already 99 degrees in there. Let's not leave children in the back seat while running errands. It only takes a few minutes for their body temperatures to rise, and that could be fatal.
Cars get hot, fast, and can be deadly. Never leave a child in a car. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Babes, what are you doing?
What? I'm just mowing the lawn.
No, it's blazing hot and dry out here. Don't you remember? Smokey Bear says.
Avoid using power equipment when it's windy or dry.
Where'd you learn this?
Oh, it's on
SmokeyBear.com with many other wildfire prevention tips.
Right. Thanks, honey bear.
'Cause remember, only you can prevent wildfires.
Brought to you by the USDA Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
When a warrior faces adversity, he fights through it. He finds a way. Freedom isn't free. rolling strong. Belief. Believe you can, and you will.
Wheelchairs for Warriors provides mobility solutions to veterans and first responders injured in the line of duty. Join the mission and visit wheelchairsforwarriors.org.
Milwaukee Black Talk lives here on 101.7 FM and 1510 AM, W269DL Milwaukee, and WGKB Waukesha.
This is The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on 101.7 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Welcome to Hour 3 of an Election Day special of The Truth with Sherwin Hughes, exclusively on 101.7 The Truth. Make sure you join us on the YouTube by searching 101.7 The Truth on YouTube, hitting subscribe, and then voila, you'll be in the YouTube family. If you want continuing election coverage tonight at 7 o'clock via a different YouTube channel, Hughes Views 414, myself and Dr. Ken Harris are going to, I don't know, who knows? Me and Dr. Ken might get into it. I know Dr. Ken is supporting Tom Tiffany. I already know that.
You think so?
Why are you looking surprised?
That's
Dr.
insane.
Ken, didn't you used to produce his show? You know what his politics is.
Well, he was always afraid to admit it when I had my little conversations with him. But, yeah, I know where he leaned. It was always, we had very interesting conversations.
No, they weren't. They were terrible, probably.
Yeah, you know how I get
yelled
down.
at each other. He's got to be hard to produce for, because I've sat in a couple of times and I've witnessed how he does. Like, he does like weird hand signals and stuff. You ever do that with you? Like, he'll be talking, all of a sudden do something like this.
You know, I can't even remember. It's been such a long time ago. I just remember I'm just going to keep my mouth closed.
Yeah, don't talk bad about him.
I'm not going to talk bad about him. He's a nice guy.
I mean, if somebody is a Republican, I don't even care. They think that we care. Like, don't be afraid of it.
Yeah, exactly. Just admit what you are. I respect you a lot more.
And if you can give reasons as to why, because I appreciate that we all have different life experiences. And most of the time, our political affiliations are almost a direct reflection of our parents. A lot of times, if you grew up in a Democratic household, which I did, you're going to be a Democrat too. If you grew up in a Republican household, chances are, now, of course, people can often diverge from their family sentiment. Absolutely they can. But it's a real good predictor. But the best predictor is if your parents are non-voters, you don't vote either. And I'm tired of telling black folks to vote. Don't. Here's the thing. Don't. If you don't want to, or if you're one of these people, I can't stand these people. All right, then, Sherwin, tell me why I'm supposed to vote. I will do no such thing. I'm not wasting my time. You're 48 years old, and you want me to tell you why you should do something for you? I
love the poorly educated.
Or then if they say something like that to me, Sherwin, tell me why I should vote. I'm going to look at them square in their face, and I'm going to say, tell me why I should let you keep the money in your wallet. I'm about to snatch it from you. Let's talk to someone who snatches more than wallets. Hi, Al. How are you today?
I'm doing wonderful. I voted this morning. I was number 4. Let's start it off like this. When they go low, open and welcome the devil's door. You don't have to go to hell. You got to go beneath hell. And I think why the Democrats are losing, I think it's because they have this dandelion punk, pussy willow-fied punk mentality. They're seen as a bunch of punks because when people say stuff, I can't say nothing. I got to be on my best behavior. Republicans just going to say it. They're going to say, F you be, I'm going to give it to you raw. The Democrats, I can't say nothing. Or the Republicans will say, Christianity and God, and everybody, oh, Lordy, Lordy, Lordy. When the thoroughbreds and the renegades say, I don't care about Christianity, and while you're getting ready to go beneath hell, if Jesus jump in front of you, you tell Jesus, if you don't get out my way, I'm going to beat your ass from corner to corner because you don't want this smoke. And Jesus is going to step aside. You're not getting no loudmouth. You're not getting the mountain lion from the mountains for the Democrats. And if you look at all the people who stood up to the Republicans, it was women, okay? And then you have to look at the psychological warfare, especially within some of our people. They feel like they can't talk back to whites. They can't talk back to whites. We got to walk on eggshells and tippy toes. For what? But when they get in them high pints, they that big bad mountain lion SOB. When it comes to their own, but when it comes to white, they can't say nothing. Your own black politicians really don't even got the fire. I mean, look at some of them. When things happen, well, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to do. So why would people who are Democrat be like, woo, when you're acting like a big old pussy willow? It's like, dude, we got to get you a set of blooming panties and some masking, like, goddamn. Look at some of our black politicians. They won't even go on TV and tell these parents that's tearing down the neighborhood, tell them bastards you got sit their black ass down. We're going to get up here and moonwalk and pop, shake, and twerk around the real foundation of the problem. But when the whites call you every N-word in the book and say what they gonna do, everybody want to pay attention. When the real whites sit here and want to call out Christianity and a Jesus that ain't never did a goddamn thing for you, everybody want to act like they living in their last days in Revelation. Well, goddamn it, bring your last days, because people are sick of you any MFing way. But the politicians, I can't say nothing. I don't know what to do. And then when they come through here tearing down your neighborhood, I gotta know what to do. But then when the whites about to take over, I gotta show every Bojangle, oversized, big canine, big pearly white tooth mouth. That's why Democrats are losing. They're coming off like punks. I don't know if it's tucked too much. Maybe you need to pull it out. I don't know if you're wearing boxer briefs. Maybe you need to put on some boxers and let it swing. But that's why they're losing. Sometimes the people you're dealing with, you got to go beneath hell. You can't deal with them how they deal with you. You got to deal with them worse, sir. And that's why we're not moving forward. And you're going out your way to try to educate people. Some still don't want to listen. Some still ain't going to vote. Some going to sit on a uncouth, unclean black ass and don't vote. But they'll get up and run to the liquor store for that half pint. They'll sit there and say, I don't vote. I got Jesus. Well, what did Jesus Christ do for your black ignorant ass? Because it ain't fixed the rebar that's coming up through the thing like a erection. It ain't did nothing for you. And if you on welfare getting 673, you better drop her, because they going to take that away. And that man that's using your vessel, he going to leave you, because that toilet's not going to work no more when he see he can't go make a bologna sandwich. Get off your black ass and vote, and I'll listen to your reply. Have a great day.
Thank you. All right, then. How about I let Dion reply? Dion, you're on 101.7 The Truth.
Man, I almost started to hang up because I just couldn't take that. But I'm on my way to go vote right now. And you know I already told you who I'm going to vote for. So I'm about to go get ready to go vote.
Who you voting for? Tell the people. Who you voting for?
You already know I told you I'm voting for Francesca.
What?
I mean, because, like David, I don't know nobody else. You know what I'm saying? Like, to be honest with you, you already know I just started voting. And, so the only person I've really been seeing is Francesca. To me, as I told you on your podcast, Mandela, he was just too ambitious. He had ran for every political seat that it possibly is. David dropped out, came back. That doesn't sit well with me. So I'm going to see what Miss. And then the guy you be talking about all the time, Joe Brennan, I don't know anything about him.
We don't talk about him no more. We call him Milk because he's stuck at 2%.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm going to vote for what you call a Franny Pan.
Yeah, let me know what number you are. What voter number you are.
All right, hey, I seen what's her name today? I ain't gonna tell you what school I'm at, but Brenda Casilius, she ain't no bad looking woman, boy.
She's too old for you, Dion.
It don't make no difference though. I like them old. I'm damn near 50 myself. You know what I'm saying? I'll be 50 next year. So yeah, I was looking at her like,
Hey,
okay,
leave her alone. She's the superintendent of MPS. She don't need you sweating all over her, breathing all heavy.
Hey. Oh, I'm getting a hug on the 22nd, Sherwin. I'm getting a hug. I'm coming to the, what's that, Truth Meet down there at Riverside. I'm going to give me a hug. I'm going to give me a hug, bro.
Yeah, all right. I'll be there. Yeah, I'll be there.
All right. Y'all can't get pictures. Can y'all get pictures and text messages still?
Yes. Well, actually,
okay.
no.
Right.
I don't know. Text it to the 414-395-0484. Text it to that number.
Okay.
All right, then.
All right, thank you. Bye.
Yeah, I'm definitely not going to Truth Family Fest.
Why not? Everyone is going to miss you. You're
not.
super popular and cool.
That's all right. They can listen to me every day. You want to see me, go to YouTube.
Or come to the 3rd Street Market Hall.
Dion said he called last week on the podcast and he was like, Sherwin, I'll inbox you a location to meet me so I can get a hug. Ooh.
Jeez.
But also, it makes sense why he voting for Franny Pants.
Why is that?
She has an agenda for them people. For men that like to hug men.
You know, during Tony Evers' speech yesterday, when he was talking about Tom Tiffany taking away protections for people, he mentioned the LGBTQ, but not blacks.
You don't got to mention blacks. He's endorsed the only black person in the race.
I'm
Tony
just
Evers
saying.
is good with us.
I'm just saying.
Tony, we have zero complaints about Tony. And black people love to find something to complain about. It's like, we can't like something too much. We got to find out where it's broken, cracked, deficient, where it's not 100%. We can't say nothing about Tony. In fact, we don't say nothing about him. Tony is all right in our book. Tony endorsed David. Tony made a lot of white people mad. Joel Brennan said, hell yeah, I'm mad, Sherwin.
That was on your show.
It sure was. I was like, Joel, calm down, Mr. 2%. Say, hell yeah.
That's when you were hawking them on us. Brennan for the winning.
Yeah, that didn't work at all.
Yeah.
I think maybe 3 people like, oh, Sherwin, yeah. Well, that's not enough. Well, because I wanted someone to be like a standard bearer for an agenda that addresses. So some things that black people need to fix, we can fix. Other things, we need a little policy. We need some investment. We need some focus. Because the state of Wisconsin has the primary responsibility of educating its public. So we need some real specific policies and different goals set when it comes to the education of black children, because they've been so under-resourced for so long. It's an urgency for us. And I was hoping for somebody like that. He's where we want him to be on education. Joel Brennan is. David is as well. Francesca's not. Kelda is not. And so because my understanding of policy is pretty rigid, what I won't do is, I know a lot of people will do this, they will compromise their own principles and they will bend their own boundaries for a vote. I can't do that. I can't. If somebody says, okay, Sherwin, well, you got Tom Tiffany, who, and we know all the bad things he's going to be, or, you know, you want Francesca Hong, if she's a nominee, you got to vote for her. But all Francesca's going to do is just a little bit of slavery. She's not going to enslave every black person, just a few, but it's better than Tom Tiffany. Like, that don't work with me. She wants to take away a program that our community fought for. And a lot of white folks didn't even know how hard fought these battles were to get a parental choice program. It took a really long time. And what we were asking for is basically the other option that everybody else has. Everybody else can exercise school choice except poor black folks. And we know that when black children don't get an education, they may grow up and kill you. I want black people to kill less. People that can read, it's crazy, actually murder less. It's the weirdest thing ever. I'm not saying that very articulate and literate people don't do murdering, but their murdering is like little itty bitty murdering. People that can't read, big murder. I want less murder. And if you want to take away a program that's less murder, well, then that puts me and my community at risk. And I can't do that. Now, I'll support her if she moves pretty substantially on her education policy, but she won't. I'm curious to see how she pivots back to the middle, because you can't run the campaign that she ran to win a primary, to win a general election. Not the same people, not the same voters, not the same issue. Everything is going to be different. See, right now, this is the playoffs. The general election, that's the World Cup. That's the Stanley Cup. That's the pennant. That's the Super Bowl. That's the World Series. You can't play the same way in the playoffs. You can't play the same way you did in the preseason when it comes down to the championship. Not to mention, y'all are not going to believe what you are going to see from the Trump campaign and the Tiffany campaign and all of these, dozens and dozens of outside groups with unlimited money. You would think that this November election for governor in Wisconsin was a presidential. You've never seen nothing like this. Do you know the kind of stuff they're going to say about Franny Pants? They're just going to make stuff up. Because here's the thing you got to be worried about. Some people are not paying any attention because it's a primary. Literally. Even in my social circle, because I don't really talk politics with my homies, with my friends, because I don't want to. I want to talk about everything else, not politics. A lot of them are not paying attention at all. And so when they do start paying attention, who jumps out the gate first to define Francesca Hong to people that are just going to start paying attention in a couple of weeks? Whoever gets out there first, who defines the other party or the other campaign or the other candidate first, has a tremendous, tremendous advantage. So probably starting tomorrow, the Tiffany campaign, they're going to redline that engine. She's a communist fascist. She's going to eat your baby. She's an Asian. They're going to bring it all out. She likes the gays and the transgender men, women, they, them. She's going to put a they, them in every spare bedroom in your house. And some people are going to say, I don't want a they, them in my spare bedroom. I only have one kind of bathroom in my house. And they're going to accelerate the negatives on her because she has so many. And yes, they're going to bring up her tweets. Just like if David was the nominee, Dirt McGirt would make a comeback. And that blue face logo of David Crowley, that's going to make a comeback too if he becomes the nominee. And I don't know if we're prepared for that. More importantly, the people that are not paying attention, which is, let's be clear, 75% of Wisconsin voters are having nothing to do with this election today. But once we see who the winner is in the Democratic primary, then they're going to start paying attention. And the Trumps and the Tiffany's and all the RNC money, because they want this governor's office. Ooh, they want it bad. It's like a big juicy steak, and they're hungry. Nom, 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 nom. The Truth with Sherwin Hughes is also like a big juicy steak. Big juicy steak for your political education needs. Don't go anywhere. I'll be right back.
The Truth with Sherwin Hughes returns after this on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Milwaukee, can you still afford to keep your lights on? Bills are up, shut-off notices are up. People are choosing between the electric bill and groceries. And now, We Energies wants to build giant data centers and then send the bill to us. Low-income, moderate-income families and renters, seniors on fixed income. If you're against paying for someone else's power, if you want the power, you pay for the power. Tell the Public Service Commission. Comment now or come speak at Marquette the first week of September. Go to walnutway.org.
Here's the deal. We gotta set ourselves up. See, retirement is the long game. We gotta make moves and make them early. Set up goals. Don't worry about a setback. Just save up and stack up to reach them. Let's put ourselves in the right position. Pre-game to greater things.
Start building your retirement plan at thisispretirement.org. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
For 75 years, the Muscular Dystrophy Association's voices have thundered through the halls of Congress,
For 75 years, we've willed the impossible into existence.
For 75 years, the MDA community has pushed the science,
shifted the narrative,
and established the field of neuromuscular medicine.
And until that day, when this is all a thing of the past,
you couldn't stop us if you tried.
Join us and celebrate 75 years of breakthroughs at MDA75.org.
Talking about guns with others might not always feel comfortable, but it could save a life. Here's a way to start a conversation. Your family is going over to your neighbor's home for dinner for the first time. How would you ask if there are any unlocked guns in the home?
Hey, we're so excited for tonight. Before we come over, though, may I ask if there are any unlocked guns in your home?
Our guns are stored securely, locked in a safe that the kids can't access.
Awesome.
Learn how to have the conversation at agreetoagree.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council.
Wherever there's a need in our communities, there's a United Way. Improving lives so everyone can thrive. Where more people can gain access to health care and nutritious food for their tables. Where more community members can benefit from financial education and get connected to local resources for housing support. And where children are given more chances to reach their full potential. Community is where we find our strength and where we share our hope. United is the way. Visit unitedway.org.
This is The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Life's better with American Family Insurance because when you know you're fully protected, your home, your vehicle, and everything you work to build, you can actually enjoy it, and that's what it's about. Not stressing the what ifs, but moving forward with confidence. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly with American Family Insurance. Get a quote or find an agent today at amfam.com. American Family Insurance is a proud sponsor of Le Truth. I said it in French, Le Truth. That's all the French I speak. If you're going to order wine, go with someone that's a wine expert. What do they call it? A sommelier? Is that what a wine expert is? I think that's what they are.
I don't drink, so I don't know.
You don't drink at all? Yes, you do.
Very rarely.
Alcohol needs to be associated with an occasion. I can't just like, I had a rough day. Exactly. I need a drink. I'm done at noon. Even if it was a bad day, it's over early.
It's always a good day here.
Every day is a good day, David Crowley.
Yep.
Let's see if he keeps that same energy.
He was a nice guy when I was talking to him yesterday. He's in good spirits. I mean, it was a nice rally. You know, you'll see I'll be posting. I mean, the video will be posted at 2:30. So just go to Political Voyeur and you can watch.
All right. That's the misconception. You may not like someone's party or their stances on issues, but most people are actually really nice. And that's the part that the public doesn't see. Like, we gauge their whole personality on whatever party they're affiliated with. And that's so stupid. Because I remember a time where you didn't even ask anybody what their party affiliation was because it was stupid. It's like just making small talk with somebody nowadays. Like, hi, what kind of socks are you wearing? I don't care what kind of socks you got on.
I don't know. A lot of these Republican politicians are pretty rotten. Ken Paxton.
But you don't know them, though. That's the thing. We got to stop doing that. And that's one. Americans sometimes just make me sick because you don't know somebody. Like, people, here's the thing that I deal with. People don't know me. They think that they do because they listen to me every day. Got to have people thinking I'm gay. Here, I tell you what.
That's interesting.
That don't even make me mad.
It shouldn't.
No, not at all. So here's what I would say. And it's usually men, but here's what's crazy about men and black men in particular. They're in my inbox more than women are.
Saying what? They want to give you hugs?
Well, there's obviously that. But like, oh, Sherwin, I would love to buy you dinner. Sherwin, can we? I'm not kidding you.
You're right.
I swear to God. My entire career. Men, oh, Sherwin, that was so interesting what you said. And I don't know, are they genuinely interested and want to know more about politics? Or it happens, women are more subtle. They'll say something like I don't know, oh, hey, Sherwin, that article you were talking about in hour 2, can you send me the link? That's how women will approach. And sometimes I'll send them the link, and then if they respond like, "Oh, thank you for sending it. I read the article. I really appreciated your take." Now I'm going in for the kill.
There you go.
But women are very, very subtle because they don't want to risk coming on too strong or looking too thirsty or also being rejected. Because if you get rejected in somebody's inbox, I can screenshot it and embarrass the hell out of you. But men more often than not, Sherwin, can we have dinner? I had a dude say, Sherwin, I want you to mentor me. Hold on, dog. Like, wait, just.
How old was he?
Not a child.
Okay, I was going to say, maybe he was
30s, 40s.
Oh, okay.
I want you to mentor me.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Maybe if it was like a 20-year-old.
No. That's not what I do. I do a job like everybody else does.
He's like, oh, I want to get into the Democratic Party. I want to become a consultant. How do I get there?
But men are the worst, though. I understand, ladies, where you coming from when you talking about men are creepy. They are.
They definitely are. I've had a few locker room run-ins with these guys.
Hold on, what you doing in the locker room?
What do you mean? Didn't I tell you about my experience at the YMCA gym that used to be up here?
Was you naked?
Oh, well, yes, after I get out the shower, you know. And...
Wait, you had a run-in with a naked man? Everybody was naked? You were naked, they were naked. Everybody was naked.
Oh, well, I had my towel on. It was like, so at the YMCA, they have you have your own shower at that one. So, I was coming out cloth. And, when you're in the locker room area and you're putting your lotion on and putting your clothes back on, and some weird guy comes up and asks you some weird questions.
While you're naked?
Correct. Or act weird in the sauna.
What you mean act weird?
I can't even explain it.
Oh, yes, the hell you can. You was there.
It's just like a look, a talk, just a vibe is just off. And then, they're talking to you about weird stuff and asking you to give them a ride home.
Whoa! Did you give him a ride?
Hell no. What I look like driving around a middle-aged white man and a middle-aged black man, dropping them off at home after the gym. One of the dudes, he would hang out in the locker room. He's a dude. You get your workout done, hour and a half later, the guy's still in the locker room hanging out. What are you doing back here, man?
That's weird. If here's what I say, because it's usually men that are married. Because for some reason they think that it's more of like an old school way of thinking, like, oh, if you're not married, you're gay. You dummy. Gay people get married before straight people do, especially lesbians. But if they think I'm gay, I'm like, here, tell you what, sir, you're right. Can I go shopping with your wife? I'll bring her back. I guarantee she ain't coming back with not nan bag. And she's going to be walking funny. It's going to be hard for her to cross her legs for a couple of days. Oh, that's all right, sure. You can go shop with my wife. You ain't going to do nothing. Sure won't.
Oh, the 2 minutes will do that?
Oh, all we going to do is drive right around the block. I'm like, oh, the store was closed. Yeah, store wasn't. I tell you what, I'll be the gay friend and be all up in your wife's text messages. You ain't got to worry about me. I'm gay, remember? Yeah. Who you texting, Lucinda? Thurwin. Oh, okay, that's cool. You can text Thurwin. Who you sending them pictures to? I just, I'm just texting Thurwin. I didn't want to see what Thurwin thought of my new freakum dress. Oh, yeah, you can text your pictures of you wearing a freakum dress to Sherwin because he's gay. Yeah, he is. Sure am. Never been gay. I'm so gay, I wear rainbow underwear.
Nothing wrong with that.
No, not if you want me to be gay. Absolutely, sir. Can I hang out with your wife? Yeah, that's no problem. I trust you with my wife, Sherwin, because you don't even like women. I'm as gay as Jack Tripper was on Three's Company. That might be a reference that goes over your head a little bit.
That definitely does.
Yeah. Okay.
When did that come out?
70s.
Okay.
But it was in syndication in the 80s. You were born when were you born in the 90s?
I was born in the 90s.
All right. You missed all the fun.
Yeah, I saw a lot of MOSH reruns growing up and a lot of
MOSH?
Yeah.
MASH.
Whatever, I'm sorry.
4077. All right, then. Great. You probably grew up watching Urkel.
Oh, yeah. Family Matters, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Oh, sure. Whatever happened to black sitcoms?
I don't know, actually. It seemed like there were more positive portrayals of black people and black families when black people were less of a political and economic threat. Because then people just saw us as entertainment. Now you got to take us serious. All right, I got to take a break. It's election day today if you care. Dion told me that he was voter number 31. Polls have been open for 4.5 hours. So what is that? 7 votes an hour? That's low turnout. I don't know where though. He just gave me the ward number. Oh, it's at a high school in the northwest side. Okay. Turnout's going to be low, just like I thought. It's going to be less than 35%. Probably won't even reach 30%. That benefits her because Madison's turnout is probably going to be 40%. Milwaukee, between 22 and 25. Statewide, probably 27, 28%. That does not bode well for the establishment candidate. I think if you are a Francesca Hong supporter, you have never been more excited and never been more motivated in your life. Nothing is going to stop them from voting. Some of them voted early. Some of them voted by mail. The vast majority of them are going to be voting today in person, and you can too. Oh, Dion said he's voting for Fran too. That's the first black, other than you, that has admitted openly, publicly, that they're voting for Franny Pants.
Why would they be afraid to admit that? I know plenty of blacks that are voting for Fran.
Yeah, we don't know the same kind of blacks. My blacks are different than your blacks.
What's the difference?
A lot of difference. First of all, my blacks are older.
Yes, that's
and
true.
with age comes a kind of wisdom that you only get with age. A lot of my blacks are establishment. A lot of my blacks are established. I don't know about your blacks.
I met a lot of nice establishment, quote-unquote, black people last night, and we had great conversations.
We're all nice. That's the thing. If you don't like somebody's politics, that doesn't mean they're a terrible person. Even Republicans, you would be surprised at how incredibly charming some of these people are. The work that I've done over the years has put me in rooms with people y'all would not believe. Trust me, take my word for it. And I've walked into those rooms literally hating somebody. Ooh, I hate you. Never met him a day in my life. Never met him. We get to talking. We find stuff in common, get to talking about sports, life, love, relationships, family, and you totally forget that you hate them. And guess what? You realize that 90% of the time, it's an act. It's a show to get likes, to get clicks, to go viral. That's not how those people actually are. I see through all that. There's a facade. There's a public persona. Now, sometimes human beings are in public and in front of the camera how they are in real life, but it is exceptionally, exceptionally rare. If you know somebody, just like the people that you know at work, or just like you, ladies and gentlemen, those of you that are at work right now, there's a persona that you exhibit at work. But then when you're with your homies, you're with your homegirls, when you're with your family, you're yourself. You're a different kind of person. A lot of times these politicians, they'll put on this air of arrogance and of just disrespect and being mean. Them people they're not like that. Because I thoroughly wanted to come away hating that person. And I didn't, because I got a chance to spend time with them, have dinner with them, just talk about life and everything else that was non-political. But then when I saw them on TV again, there they were being a jerk. But I was like, that's not even real. One of the best radio conversations I ever had in my entire life. Ever. I was interviewing, first it was Mandela. So it's Mandela Barnes. This was long time ago. This is back on WNOV days. So it's Mandela. Then Lena came. So it was Mandela, Lena Taylor. This is before Mandela ran against Lena. So they were still cool at the time. And then Sheriff David Clark came. I'm talking about complete and total. Sheriff David Clark, who tried his best to join the Trump administration, who was a Trumper. In fact, the last interview I did with Sheriff David Clark, he was wearing a Trump hat in the studio. We sat and we talked. Myself, Mandela Barnes, at the time, Senator Lena Taylor, Dora Drake is the senator of the 4th District now, and David Clark talked about our families. We talked about education. We talked about the future of Milwaukee, and it was incredible. David Clark wasn't spouting off all that stuff. You know, David Clark, hey, you know what, Lena, I really admire you and some of the policies that you do. And Lena, Sheriff, you know, I really like what you did over with the patrols in the parks. You made people feel real safe. And then Mandela was just, I don't know what he was doing, but he was there for the ride as well. And so, no, you don't got to hate people. I have a feeling if I sat down with Donald Trump, if I sat down with him and I got and I started talking to Trump, I'd have a lot of questions for him, but I don't think that I'd hate him. I'd wonder why he does what he does, but Donald Trump is a showman. He is designed to get you angry, to get you inflamed. That's what he does. But I bet deep down inside, you get Donald Trump talking about his kids or his hoes. You know what I mean? Me and Donald Trump could talk about hoes for hours. Sherwin, the hoes, in the 70s, Sherwin, the hoes were very different.
I don't think you're going to talk about the kind of hoes he has. Those are probably little kids.
Not all of his hoes are babies. But I'm not going to talk about that because I don't want to be an accomplice. You know what I'm saying? I talk about some of the hoes that we know, like his wife.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
She's very nice.
She is.
You look at her pictures?
I have.
The explicit ones?
Indeed. The Truth with Sherwin Hughes will be right back.
The Truth with Sherwin Hughes returns after this on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Educators Credit Union is more than a place to manage your money. They're where your financial possibilities take shape. They're more than transactions. They're conversations about your financial goals. More than numbers, they're community advocates who support free, local events that are accessible to all. They foster community because we are stronger together. Educators Credit Union is people helping people. Become a member at ECU.com. Insured by NCUA. Membership eligibility required.
Milwaukee didn't wait for the state to fix its schools. Milwaukee built its own answers. Public charter schools, choice schools, schools where 100% of last year's Hmong American Peace Academy graduates were accepted to college. Francesca Hong wants to end that. Her plan would phase out school choice and shut down public charter schools, the very schools Black and brown families in this city rely on. On August 11th, vote for candidates who fight for our kids. Paid for by Leaders for a Better Community, Inc.
Are people around me safe when I vape? Science does not support that belief. Exhaled vape emissions linger in the air, affecting indoor air quality and bystanders in the same space through secondhand exposure. Vaping emissions can also accumulate on clothes, hair, dust, and furniture, leading to exposure risks to bystanders of all ages. And vaping around a pregnant person can lead to serious health impacts on fetal and childhood development. Enough with the puff. Learn more at ul.org/vaping.
My mom has decided to learn to paint, and she's good.
My dad's now into creative cuisine, and I've already put on 6 pounds.
Learning new things comes with age.
My mom, she started forgetting my name and what we're talking about.
Forgetting well-known things doesn't. Memory loss may be a sign of Alzheimer's disease. Early detection gives you and your loved one time to plan for the future. Learn the warning signs of Alzheimer's at 10signs.org. Brought to you by the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
The possibility of lung cancer can be pretty scary, especially if you're one of approximately 8 million current or former smokers at high risk. That's why SaveByTheScan.org wants you to know that now there's a breakthrough low-dose CT scan that can detect lung cancer early, and it only takes 60 seconds. You stop smoking, now start screening. For an easy quiz to see if you're eligible, visit SaveByTheScan.org. It could save your life. SaveByTheScan.org is brought to you by the American Lung Association's Lung Force Initiative and the Ad Council.
Reading aloud to children sharpens their listening skills, expands their vocabularies, and nurtures a lifelong love of reading. That's why Reading is Fundamental, the nation's leading children's literacy nonprofit, offers free monthly read-alouds by popular authors through its Rally to Read program. Visit rallytoread.org to watch the read-alouds and discover exciting reading activities for school and home. Visit rallytoread.org today.
You are listening to The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Lady B, I don't know why you asking Vanessa what she's wearing to my Halloween party. People going to my Halloween party got to be vetted. You know what you got to do if you want to go, Lady B. You know what you got to do. Got to make sure that, you know what I mean? Make sure you're okay. So you know what to do. Tom, who is Berkowitz or Liners? I don't know who the hell. Who are those people? I don't know them people. You must really think I know them, Tom, because you sent this to me on Twitter and you posted it in the YouTube chat. I don't know who the hell that is. I don't know nobody with the name of Liners. And I definitely don't know no damn Berkowitz. Who is them people? Oh, yeah, hang on, wait, Lady B, hold on. I hate when people take their radio shows and just have a conversation with a single person in the YouTube chat, but y'all gonna have to indulge me for a second because me and Lady B got some unfinished business, okay? You said you'll send me a picture. You may even add me on Instagram soon. Add me now. What you mean soon? Ain't nobody got time for soon. Soon is too late. You got a window, woman, that's open, and when the window is closed, it's gonna be locked. You better get into while the window was open. The window right now is just barely cracked. Now you better get in the window. I'm checking my Instagram right now. You need to stop playing with me. I'm too old for this. Why y'all playing with me? I think it's a joke. Oh, because it's election day. That's what it is. Y'all think you can just play with your boy on election. Don't play with me. Like I'm over here. Like I'm a joke.
Yeah, tell Lady B to add you on Instagram.
She won't. She said she may add me on Instagram soon. If she don't add me in the next, it's 11:40. You got till 11:42, or it's over.
I have a feeling that she's a 42-year-old man.
Why she got to be 42? Why that age?
I don't know. That's the first thing that popped in my head.
I don't think she's a man.
Who knows? I guess we'll have to find out.
But even if she is a man, even if he is a man, he's just going to send me pictures of women. Yeah. So I still wouldn't even.
Oh, you just say, why don't you send me a customized photo of yourself?
I saw, what the hell was that Netflix show that I saw? Oh, hell, look who calling back. Where there was a high school girl who was getting bullied incessantly. And nobody could figure out who it was. Like, this bully would be like, oh, you're fat, you're ugly. Oh, look at the outfit you're wearing. So whoever this person was, and they would call and like text from different phone numbers and did it for years, right? And they knew what the person was wearing. So they're trying to figure out, everybody in this school is trying to figure out who this damn bully is because they bullied this girl. The girl ended up breaking up with her boyfriend because the boyfriend couldn't take it. It was just incessant. They said it was 80 to 100 text messages every single day that this little high school girl, she was a sweet little girl, 14, 15-year-old little girl, didn't bother nobody, didn't have no enemies. She was very popular. She figured it was somebody that was jealous. She played sports, whatever, and she just kept getting these awful, awful text messages. She went to her teachers. She went to the principals. Nobody could figure out who the hell this person was. You know who the bully was? Her mother. It was her own actual mother. It was crazy.
That's crazy.
Yeah, man. It's wild. So you never know how far people will go with the catfishing. Oh, I've been catfished before.
What's the psychology of that?
I don't want to
Your mom bullying you?
Mother was jealous. Her mother was like, oh, my childhood trauma was really bad. Like, she bullied her own daughter. And so she would talk about her daughter's clothes, like, oh, you won't have any body. Your body is terrible. Look at you. You're built like a boy. Because her mother would literally see what her daughter was wearing in school that day and would bully her all day. But there also was an understanding that the mother was jealous of the daughter's boyfriend. And so the mama wanted her daughter to break up with the boyfriend so that the mama, it was weird. And these is all high school kids now. Oh, yeah. But she actually agreed to be in the documentary. And they're asking her, like, why did you do this to your daughter? Like, you drove your daughter to almost want to commit suicide. She's like, well, once I started, I just couldn't stop. What is the name of that documentary? I got to find it. Hold on.
Sick.
Netflix documentary where the mom bullying daughter. Yep. Unknown Number, The High School Catfish. If y'all got Netflix, please watch it. Ooh, it's going to make you so mad. Well, now I just gave it away. Because for the first like half hour, 45 minutes of the documentary, you have no idea who the bully even can be. It's like you're all, because they're all interviewing like different friends. Like, oh, was it you? Oh, you got into an argument with her. Or maybe you're the bully. Or maybe it was you because you're kind of jealous. It was the mama the whole time. Ooh, it's going to make you so mad if you watch it. It's election day today if you care. Dr. Ken and I are going to be doing election coverage on Hughes Views 414. Subscribe to the channel. Hughes Views 414. I got a whole bunch of videos up. I do recaps of my 3-hour show. We do take phone calls, so if you want to call in. Hopefully by then, more of you would have voted, and you'll call in with your experience voting, your voter number, et cetera, et cetera. So starting at 7 o'clock tonight. I don't know how long we're going to go. Polls close at 8. We'll probably start getting results. Ooh, I don't know, 8:30, 8:45. Maybe we'll go till 9 o'clock till some results start pouring in. This is not going to be one of those elections where we don't know who the winner is. Oh, we'll know. We'll know by 10:15. So tomorrow's show, obviously, Xavier is probably going to be very happy. He's going to come in here wearing a Francesca Hong hat.
Why would I do that? It's if Francesca Hong wins tomorrow, that's just the beginning of the battle.
What if David Crowley wins?
That's just the beginning of the battle too. I'll be wearing a David Crowley hat.
No, the hell you will not.
You don't think I will support David Crowley if he wins? That's insane.
You wouldn't want. Nitty would be gloating. You would have to get out of here before he comes because he just wouldn't stop.
To me, I don't get overly emotional about these people. Like I'm just voting. Just because someone's yelling at me,
Nope.
I'm gonna yell back.
That ain't the only time.
No. But like I said, David Crowley, he's a good candidate. I just prefer Francesca Hong, but if he wins, I'll vote for him just as fast as I would vote for her.
David Crowley's not going to win because black people are not going to vote for him. I'm just going to say it right now. That's exactly what it is. Not that black people are going to vote for Joel Brennan because they're not voting for him either. They're not going to vote at all. It's this content creator on Facebook. I want to make fun of him so bad, but because it's not nice to do that. He just doesn't even know what he's talking about, but he'll get like 10,000 views on these videos. David Crowley running for government. Y'all better vote for him. He run. It's a government election. He running for. If Francesca Hong wins, she gonna take your stamps. Like, no, he actually said that, and so he he doesn't know any better. He's a very popular, influential guy. He just has no idea. And as angry and as upset as I get, I'm thinking to myself, that's the average black middle-aged man in this city. That is. David Crowley running for government. Francesca Hong win. She gonna do all the stuff the Republicans gonna do. I'm like, oh my God, sir.
Who's this guy?
I'm not giving his name. I actually met him once before. He's a real nice guy. He doesn't know what the hell he's talking about. Most people have no idea. Yeah. I think he got mixed up that he may have heard that Republicans are supporting Francesca Hong because they believe she would be easier to beat against Tom Tiffany because Tom Tiffany is weak. I think in his mind, he thinks that Francesca Hong would do what a Republican would do because Republicans are supporting him. But he made a video on, y'all got to go vote for David Crowley for government. He doesn't even say governor or gubernatorial election. He said David Crowley is running for government. If that's not confusing, I don't know what is.
I need to know who this guy is if he's getting all those views.
I will, I'll try to find this video.
Hopefully he does call-in shows. I can do like a nice little.
No, he's just a content creator on Facebook.
Oh.
He's a local Milwaukee black man.
Okay.
That does black people stuff in the city for blacks. But he is now dipping his toe into politics. He clearly is a David Crowley supporter. But just everybody vote for David Crowley for government. I'm thinking to myself, which government? There's many governments. The Truth with Sherwin Hughes. We'll be right back.
Don't touch that dial. The Truth with Sherwin Hughes will be right back on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Hi, this is Sherwin Hughes from 1017 The Truth, and I want to talk to you about something bigger than just buying a house. I'm talking about building a legacy. Owning a home isn't just about four walls and a roof. It's about giving your kids a place where memories are made, where birthdays are celebrated, and where they always belong. It's about planting roots, knowing your neighbors, waving from the porch, and being a part of a community that feels like family. If you've been renting and wondering if home ownership is even possible, Axe Housing is here to work with you. An Axe Housing coach will help you create a plan, a budget, and move step by step toward owning a place you can truly call your own. They've already helped over 4,000 families become homeowners, and many are paying less than they were paying for rent. Don't let where you are today stop your family's tomorrow. Start your journey at axehousing.org. That is ACTS housing.org. Your legacy begins at home.
We asked parents who adopted teens to share their journey.
When I met both of them, it was like my missing pieces were found. Like it was just like an instant, these are my kids. If you're considering adopting a teen, just do it. Kids need families. I don't care the age, everybody deserves a family.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. Visit adoptuskids.org to learn more. A message brought to you by Adopt US Kids, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and the Ad Council.
Not completing high school is more of a social thing than it was an academic thing. Even though all these years have passed, I still had that longing to have my diploma.
At age 30, Carissa finished her high school diploma.
If you're even considering getting your high school diploma, you can do it.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
Hear that? That's the sound of your life. Perfectly imperfect. Beating in rhythm to the world you've created. But every time you drive after drinking, the music gets drowned out. Your life sounds pretty great. Don't let a buzz ruin it. Buzz driving is drunk driving. Don't drive buzzed. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Doctors Without Borders is delivering life-saving medical care where it's needed most in communities around the world. From bandaging war-wounded patients in Sudan to providing clean drinking water in Haiti, we're in more than 70 countries worldwide, bringing patients from sick to recovering, from emergency to aid, from crisis to care. This life-saving care is made possible by a global movement of supporters like you. Thank you.
This is The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
I don't want to play it. Does he swear in it? I don't think he swears. Okay, hang on a second. Everybody stop it. Stop what you're doing. Because I'm about to ruin the image and the style that you're used to. I look funny, but I'm making money, see? So everybody, I hope you're ready for me. Gather around. I'm the new fool in town, and my sounds are laid down by the underground. I'll drink up all the Hennessy you've got on your shelf. So just let me introduce myself. My name is Humpty. Stop it! Stop! Here, hang on. I want to play a little bit of this. Wait, everybody stop. What you doing? Because I'm about to ruin. Okay.
If y'all don't believe what I keep telling y'all to go research, everybody who getting child care, food share, anything of that nature, she is out to take everything. Listen.
To the point of fully eliminating vouchers in Milwaukee. Your plan?
It would need to come to an end.
So in the question, she's talking about vouchers. He said she's going to eliminate food share. Like, why? You know what I mean? Like, don't do that, sir. They're not even.
You don't know no better.
Don't do that, because he'll come over here and kick your ass. A lot of people be wanting to kick our asses.
I bet they do. I'm a big guy. I can throw some hands.
Nah, you don't want to, though, because we assume that people will just fight. People in Milwaukee will shoot you.
Yeah, that's true.
And you don't want to do that. And I think your life will be judged on the quality of person that shoots you. You know what I mean? Like, if I'm going to be shot by somebody, I want it to be like a Navy SEAL, like a CIA operative, like one of those, not Jameer that just got out of prison yesterday. Not him. Like,
yeah,
oh,
true.
no, Sherwin got shot. Who shot him? Jameer did. Caught him slipping on Wisconsin Avenue. That ain't good. You know what I was going to do? I was going to try and reach out to Yiling Zhong.
You should.
We ain't got enough time.
Let's have him on tomorrow. He sounds like a great guy.
He's going to clean up. He's going to do a very good job.
I think so.
He might be the only Democrat. You know, our current state treasurer is a Republican, and I don't think they're running anymore. So the position, JD, the poet, called in earlier, and he gave a little bit of a rundown or a sketch of what the treasurer does. But the Republican legislature has taken so many responsibilities and duties away from the office. So it is a statewide position, but it doesn't really have a lot of power. And I think they may even still report to the legislature in some weird form or fashion. I know this much. There's a bunch of candidates running for Secretary of State. Don't vote for Joe Castas and Maripa. Don't do that now. Don't vote for her. You better not vote for her. You're going to regret that. If you vote for Joe Castas, bad things is going to happen. You're going to get a flat tire probably. Your child support is not going to come. Your period's going to be late, ladies, if you vote for Joe Castas. No, I'm serious. It's science. What else? Ray Nitty will be very angry with you. You do not want to make Ray Nitty mad because then his dreads get to flying. He going to get Kyle Wallace mad. Kyle Wallace somewhere just stewing over David Crowley right now. Kyle is mad. I don't believe what is in the establishment. You know, Kyle, his dreads be getting erect. Bless America.
Shaboing, boing, boing.
I'm going to go vote. I don't know. I think I get lunch first. What time did you vote at, Zach? You were only number 19? Yikes. I don't know. I get around to. I'm going to go give me a little lunch and give me some snacks. Take me a little nap. Check my emails. Send a couple text messages out to my people. I'll vote. I'm going to vote tonight. I'll do it at some point. Join us on the Hughes Views 414 YouTube channel for continuing election coverage starting at 7 p.m. The lunch break is up next.